This week, in Skidmore, Missouri, a scene of true horror is found when a woman is found attacked so terribly that people say it looks like she exploded. But that just starts the race against time to recover one very important piece of the puzzle. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Petrogallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Wissman.
Thank you so much for joining us this week on another this is a wild episode we have for you.
Sounds so, yeah.
It is crazy. It's like one of those real-time heart pumpers. It's insane. We'll get into it. Oh, my goodness. Before we do that, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Get your tickets for live shows. Seattle and Philly are the only ones available to buy right now. Everything else is sold out. Thank you guys for doing that. And those tickets are running pretty short. So if you want to get in there, do it right now. Come see us. Seattle, October. December is Philly. So do that. We're excited. We can't wait. Also, definitely listen to our other shows, Crime and Sports and Your Stupid Opinions. And then when you're all caught up on everything, get yourself some Patreon, everybody.
Oh, boy.
Do yourself a favor. Patreon.com/crimeinsports is where you get all the bonus material. All you have to do is be $5 a month or above, and you get hundreds of bonus episodes you've never heard before immediately upon subscription to binge on. And then you get new ones every other week. One Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder, and you get them all. You get every drop of it. This week, what you're going to get for Crime and Sports, we're going to talk about gambling in sports since it became legal outside of Nevada. And that's 7 years ago. And in the last 7 years, there's been just boatloads of player scandals with them gambling. And, you know, competitive people that can gamble on their phone, you're going to have problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then for Small Town Murder, it's a choice. You pick them, everybody. I'm giving you the choice. Either Ted Bundy helping catch the Green River Killer, for his own benefit, obviously, but still, it's a very interesting story, or the history of executions in the United States. Hit me up on messages on Instagram, and that's how I'm tallying the votes here. And it's closer than I thought, so get your votes in and get what you want in there. So do that. That is patreon.com/crimeinsports, and you get all of our shows, Crime and Sports, Your Stupid Opinions, and Small Town Murder, all ad-free on Patreon as well. It's really cool. All you have to do is put your RSS feed. You can listen on Patreon or put it into whatever player you play. Then you get a shout out at the end of the show, too. We're doing all we can for you. That said, I think it's time for the disclaimer here.
Yeah.
This is a comedy show, number one. We are comedians, so we're going to make jokes. That's the thing. And you might go, well, why are you making jokes during a murder show?
Wow.
Because there's a lot of things that are weird in a murder show, and there's a lot of things you don't make fun of. For instance, we never make fun of the victims or the victims' families.
Why, James?
Because we're assholes.
But
we're not scumbags. And
that's
what you'd have to be to do that. You know what I mean? No, there's plenty to make fun of. When someone decides, I think I'm going to murder this person, and here's how I'll get away with it, and then they do dumb things, that's funny.
Yeah.
You know, we want to make fun of that person. A murderer deserves mockery. When some small-town police force bumbles something so badly that a murderer gets to kill 3 other people, we're going to make fun of those people because we have no other recourse as comedians. Sure. But, you know, that's how we do it, though. So that said, I think it's if you think that true crime and comedy should never go together, maybe we're not for you, but maybe we are. Either way, no complaining later. I think it's time, everybody, to sit back. What do you say here?
Yeah.
Let's all clear the lungs. And let's all shout,
Shut up and give me murder.
Let's do this, everybody.
Here we go.
Let's go on a trip, shall we?
Yeah.
We are going to Skidmore, Missouri. Now, that's going to sound familiar to you, I'm sure. Skidmore, because we did a bonus episode about Skidmore.
Terrific.
Skidmore is a tiny town that is famous for murder.
Yeah.
It's had many weird murders, and it's a tiny town. We did the Ken McElroy case, which was the case of this guy bullying the whole town, and then basically they'd like murder on the Orient Expressed him, and no one ever got charged for it.
See nothing. Yeah.
We did that case on Patreon as a bonus, but this is somehow even crazier and more harrowing. And it's wild that this tiny, tiny town has all of this tragedy. I feel bad for these people because if you just live there, you're like, I didn't do any of this, but this is what our town is known for.
People around likely call him Skidmore.
Skidmore. That's where I'm going on over to Skidmore. At least the high school kids do. You know that. You play for Skidmore High? Ha. We kicked your ass last year at the homecoming game. Yeah, you know it's
sounds
that.
about right.
This is in northwestern Missouri. It's about an hour and a half to Kansas City. So it's north of Kansas City, actually, too. So it's really in the corner up there. This is in Nottoway County, area code 660. Motto, they don't have an official motto, but I think if they had one, it would be Murder Town, USA, because there's no other.
Also, not the way.
It's wild. Not away. Not this way. Watch out. Murder comes here. A little bit of history. The Ken McElroy case was in 1981. He was shot to death with at least 2 different guns while sitting in his truck in front of the tavern. 50 people saw the event, all of whom denied seeing a fucking thing. That's how bad everyone hated this guy. So McElroy's wife saw one of the gunmen and identified him. Prosecutors took the case to 2 grand juries, but neither one thought any crime had been committed, basically. He was such a bad guy that they were like, nah, it's fine. That's fine. So that's wild. He had that, and then in October of 2000, Greg N. Dragoo beat and dragged his girlfriend, Wendy Gillenwater, down several country roads outside of Skidmore, causing her to die.
Holy.
This is insane. This is all in this one tiny town. Her body was found outside her home in Skidmore, and he was convicted of second-degree murder and got life without parole. Also, 2001, Branson Perry vanished under mysterious circumstances, and his grandmother stopped by his house, and his grandmother, by the way, will come up in our story. It's all so weird. Stopped by his house and found the door unlocked and the house deserted. So she called the residents periodically over the next few days, but didn't get an answer, and found out no one had talked to him. So they searched and searched for this guy. And over the following month and a half, 100 people were interviewed in the disappearance, but the case remained unsolved anyway.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah. There's so much going on.
Unsolved.
Unsolved still to this day. There are no reviews for this town. People in this town. Now, this varies because it depends on where you take it from. It says there's 250 people in this town everywhere, but then when you go to like Sperling's Best, it says there's 700 people here now. So I don't know if certain places take, I think Sperling's takes the whole zip code if it's a town like this is the problem. So people outside the town get lumped into it. But in the town proper, it's like 250 for the population. There's so few people that the stats are a little out of whack too. Women in this town here, 45.3%. They're usually more women than men. This one, it's way out of whack.
That's a lot of dudes.
54.7% men. Jesus, that's too much testosterone floating around. People are going to be just punching each other for no reason.
That might be why there's murders.
I'm tired of looking at all these dudes, just angry people. 48 is the median age, which is about 10 years older than the national average. It's about average in terms of married rates and people single with children and all that kind of thing. Race in this zip code, 98.6% white, 0.6% black, 0.6% Hispanic. So there you go. You get that. The religion here, 53.6% of the people are religious, which is usually 50-50 is the average in the country. And it's a pretty good mix of things. Other Christian faith is the most.
Yeah,
so
it's just not enough.
It's not. Who knows? The stats when you get a town under 1,000 people can be crazy. Yeah. There's a low unemployment rate here. The median household income of Skidmore is also a little bit low. It is $56,667 per year, which is about $13,000 below the national average.
Sure.
So the cost of living here, 100 is average, regular. Here it's 77.
Okay.
And the lowest thing in that is housing. Median home cost here is $121,700.
Wow.
It's like 1986 prices.
That's great.
That is really, really cheap. So, you know what? If you're not afraid, say, I ain't scared of no murderers, then
ain't scared.
I ain't scared. We have for you the Skidmore, Missouri real estate report. All right, your average two-bedroom rental here goes for about $790 per month. So that is way cheaper than the national average.
Yeah.
Here is house number one. Now, a lot of these houses, for some reason, they say price unknown.
What?
I don't understand it. They're like listed, but they're not. There's no price.
Or best offer? Is it OBO?
I think it's OBO. So we're going with the Zestimate on a lot of these here. So here's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. So T-bowl for all your B-holes anyway. 1,056 square feet.
Yeah.
It looks like it's about to fall down.
Is that the color of it, or is that
it's puke yellow. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's like bile yellow. It's like a light pale gross yellow.
It's not good.
This house built in 1900, so pretty old. There's no price shown, but the Zestimate is $17,500.
Make offer.
Make offer. Trade a used Camry, basically. Anybody got like a 2011 Camry? I'll trade you straight up for my house and property. That's wild. Here is a 4-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,824 square foot house here.
House, yeah.
Again, this one, price unknown, as you can see. It looks like a farmhouse type of thing.
Yeah.
2-car garage.
Yeah.
You know, it's all right. Some siding. Sure. It's fine. Yeah. This house, the Zestimate on it is $123,100.
Okay.
So it's right around kind of the average, basically, there. Yeah. And then finally, here's this one. 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,542 square feet on a 0.24 acre lot. This is kind of the jewel of the bunch here. This looks like cute little farm. It looks like where Dorothy lived from The Wizard of Oz. It's like a cute little farmhouse.
All you get is that house and the side of that driveway, the side of that house to the other side of the house.
Yeah, you get back to see those crops back. I think that's your yard up to there.
Where you stop mowing.
But there's power lines in your yard, which is weird. $129,000 for that house, though.
It's so cheap to live here.
Pretty cheap, yeah. I'll say that is definitely cheap. Things to do here. Okay, the Skidmore Pumpkin Show. Pumpkin show. Pumpkin. Yeah, not pumpkin. Pumpkin. It says, we have an entire lineup. You're not going to want to miss it. We start nice and early at 7 a.m. Jesus Christ.
Nice.
That's trying to get people to come to it?
Yeah.
That's to me like, don't even bother. We start way too early for you at 7 a.m. Nice and early?
Nice and early. That's earlier than a lot of people go to fucking work, man.
Oh, yeah, 9 to 5.
Yeah, right.
They start early. It's nice and early at 7 a.m. with the 5K and Tractor Antique Car Show. All right, well, the Tractor and Antique Car Show, all those guys are like 80 years old. They've all been up since 3 o'clock in the morning anyway. They'll be there.
They made coffee at 4.
They say they were standing in that field with their cars drinking coffee in the dark at 4:30 in the morning. Together. Absolutely.
They're ready for a nap when this shit's over.
The Smoke Off registration starts at 8. I think I could win that.
I don't think that's what it is.
No, damn. Weed's legal in Missouri. You never know.
Yeah, I still don't think it's that.
No. The Baby Show registration. I don't like that. Display your babies. Starts
I'm
at
an 81
8:15.
baby. I'm a fucking antique baby. I might win that.
Well, they have at 9:15 the Antique Baby Show starts. So you might want to enter yourself in that.
I'm an 81 baby.
Yeah. Vintage.
I'm in pretty good shape for an 81.
So the Baby Show registration starts then, along with the Little Mr. and Miss registration. So we're going to take a look at the children too. Yeah. Horseshoe Pitching Tournament starts at 9. They got all that going before 9 o'clock.
God damn, it's early.
Oh, my God. The parade will start at 11. Then the ping pong drop will be after the parade.
Oh, wonder what that is.
Okay. All the winners will be announced around 7, followed by the barbed wire band starting around 8.
Oh, boy.
So, we got the Queen contest. That takes place at the Methodist Church, where all the beauty contests take place, apparently. There's a Depot Museum, games, Pumpkin Central, a gun raffle, a donkey drop. I don't know what a donkey drop is. That doesn't sound.
if it's the same as the ping pong drop.
Yeah, I mean, where are they dropping
how
this
high
donkey?
it bounces? What are we doing?
I'm worried. A quilt show. Fuck yeah.
Right.
A garden tractor pull. A smoke-off registration. There we go. Horseshoe tournament. Baby show is ages 0 through 2. You know, once they're 2, they're, that's aged out, man.
That's a hideous baby.
Oh, forget about it. The Little Mr. and Miss Pumpkin show is ages 3 to 6.
Pumpkin Center's got to be near here. There is one in Missouri too. It's got to be near here because I hate that misspelling so much.
I know it's any intent. It's like Paschetti. Any intentional misspelling, I'm like, you know what you're doing. Stop it. There's a frog jumping contest, and it says bring your own or use those provided. So, I mean, they got frogs for you in case you can't find one.
Bring a new or used frog.
That's right. We got it. Then there's a cornhole tournament, of course. Then there's a chicken throw for the ladies. They're going to throw chickens.
Throw chickens.
Gosh. I hope they're already dead. Otherwise, those are going to be angry chickens. And then there's a tire toss for the guys. So there you go. This is a small town festival right here. I mean, there's kids on display, women throwing chickens, frogs jumping. This is
as a
real
man
shit.
Tossing a tire will make you feel like a giant bitch if you're not good at it.
Well, till you see the next guy do the same thing, and you're like, okay, this is just not a good throwing implement. That's why we made balls, I think, because baseball would suck with tires. That wouldn't be a good sport at all.
Holding the bead and whipping it off your hip, that hurts. It's not easy. That hurts.
No, that's fucking rough. Crime rate in this town, what we are interested in here, property crime is slightly above the national average.
Oh.
For a town with less than 1,000 people, how is there that much crime?
Stealing frogs.
I mean, he got the longest jumping frogs in the whole county. And then violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, and, of course, assault, the Mount Rushmore of crime, is about 1/3 over the national average.
It is busy around here.
What's happening in this town, everybody? What's going on, man? And this isn't the murders.
Contemplating crime
this isn't the murders we brought up. This is current.
No.
What are they doing? That said, let's talk about some murder that's not the other murders we already talked about.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go. Let's start out December the 17th, 2004 at 9:30 a.m. Now, this is at the Whistle Stop Cafe. Okay, this is in Kansas, downtown Malvern, Kansas. Okay, nice and early. 9:30. Oh, they've already half the thing is over at 9:30. The whole festival's over. All the pumpkins have been chunking and fucking the frogs have all jumped. It's all over with. Yeah. Lisa Marie, she's born Lisa Marie Hedberg. She is now Lisa Marie Montgomery. Here, she is at the time she had been born February 27th, 1968. So at the time, she's 36 years old. Her and her husband, Kevin Montgomery, are at the Whistle Stop Cafe for breakfast. Okay, like I said, downtown Malvern. They're also with their brand new baby that Lisa has just gave birth to last night. Yeah.
Oh.
Which is weird to bring a newborn baby to a restaurant. Like a one-day-old baby.
Last night? Yeah, that baby's so susceptible to so much.
Usually keep them inside for a while. You got to keep them. They're like a kitten. Yeah, can't let them out. They're going to get eaten by something. It's crazy. So now they hadn't been to this diner very often. They rarely came here, but Kevin's parents are regulars in this. It's a small town in Kansas, so I mean everybody.
We're just here to show the grandpiece, the baby.
And show all the grandparents' friends. Basically, this is like the center of town, and they're taking their baby to town to show everybody. That's what's going on. Yeah. Period. It's 2004, but they're doing a very kind of old-timey thing. The couple here, Lisa and Kevin, they sit down at a little table. Lisa sets the baby carrier on the floor. They got fried eggs, bacon, and hash browns. Or, you have a baby the night before. You want to load up on breakfast the next day. That's a different kind of hangover. You got to get that,
That hospital food's garbage.
It's garbage. So, we'll find out. There wasn't a hospital involved, too. It was a birthing center. We'll get into it.
Wow.
Now, this baby, because it's a brand new baby and it's a small town, everybody gathers around to see the new baby. And they're, oh, my goodness, look at this baby. And, oh, how beautiful. One of the customers picked the baby up and carried the baby from table to table, showing them.
What the fuck is going on?
Can I get your refill on that Pepsi? Look at this baby, by the way. It was just
the gander.
More home fries.
New.
Check it out. Look at this baby. So that's what they're doing, showing them off. Kevin and Lisa are eating. That gave them a second to eat. So the baby's being passed around. They're eating. Kevin's couldn't be happier. He's just thrilled, Dad. He couldn't be happier here. Now, the Whistle Stop owner, Kathy, she said, Lisa, you don't bring a newborn out in public. What are you doing?
What's wrong with you?
Which I'm surprised she's the first person to mention that in a restaurant full of people who presumably have had kids. So Lisa said, yeah, it's only a day old.
Right.
And the owner there, Kathy, says, we didn't even know you were pregnant. And Lisa says, nah, most people didn't. Like,
wow. We didn't tell nobody. Yeah.
She's pretty private. She doesn't go out a lot. She's kind of a homebody. So if you don't like go to town and see her big belly or whatever. So Kathy, though, the owner, was still admiring the baby, kind of scolding them for taking it out, but admiring the baby. And this is baby Abigail, she says. So there we go. Now, Kevin's boss is there as well. Okay. Kevin works at it's a Kawasaki place, I want to say. Really? His boss is there. He, sees the baby, and the baby, super cute. But they said, where in the world did you get this baby? He said to them. Yeah. And Lisa said, well, I had the baby before in Topeka. And the boss said, you didn't look that close to delivery when I saw you a week ago. Mm-hmm. And Kevin said, well, it's a small baby. It's only 5 pounds and change. Yeah. It's a small baby. And, she said, Lisa said, I never showed much during any of my pregnancies. Okay. And a lot of people are like that. Some people show a lot. Some people don't show much. Everybody's different. So they said,
those ladies that look like they swallowed a softball baffle me. I don't understand that. Their body doesn't get big at all. They just get this
skinny legs.
It's super round.
It's just round, skinny legs, skinny everything, no face fat, nothing, and then just
baffling
this ball. It's so weird. Yeah, I find that so. And then some women, they blow up.
Yeah,
everywhere.
You can barely tell they're pregnant. They just look giant.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So they're talking to the boss here, and the boss asked Kevin about the experience, and Kevin said, I wasn't there. Kevin said, I didn't know about the baby till I got home, and Lisa called me from Topeka.
She didn't even tell him she was pregnant?
No. She didn't know he didn't know she had the baby. He's like, I got home from work, and she was on the phone from Topeka going, hey, come pick me up. Come grab me. Baby.
All right.
Baby popped.
I did it.
And the boss said, what the fuck, Kevin? Because Kevin was at work. Yeah. And he goes, Kevin, you could have taken the day off for your birth of your child, for Christ's sake. He said, Kevin, you should have been there. You can get off from work for that.
Yeah.
He told him literally, like, that's part of we'll let you off work for that one. Jesus Christ. And they said, then the boss says, why didn't you call him, Lisa? And Lisa said, I tried, but I couldn't get a hold of him.
Yeah.
Now,
and I was
the place
busy giving birth.
At this point, because he worked at a Kawasaki, he works at the Acme Sign Company. Okay.
Oh.
And the boss is the owner of the company. And he thought that was weird because it's always possible to get a message to his employees during the day, even for minor things. Never mind your son, your daughter just was born, like your wife's going into labor. But he was like, that's weird. I don't know. Maybe somebody couldn't find him. Maybe he was in the shitter, whatever.
Yeah.
He just gives up and, compliments the baby. Now, miles and miles away in Skidmore, Missouri, about 18 hours earlier, December 16th, about 3:30 in the afternoon, a woman named Becky Harper walks up to her daughter's home. It's a little house on Elm Street, West Elm Street. And the front door is open, which is strange because it's December. And
it's cold.
This part of the country gets cold in December. It's windy as shit. It's, it's all open.
They have blown this shit open. We don't
maybe. There isn't a hill for 200 miles in any direction.
Nothing to slow this wind at all.
Nothing. So she thought, this is weird. That's strange. Now, this Becky Harper, she yells into the door for her daughter. Bobby Joe is her daughter's name. She says, Bobby Joe. And nothing happens. She doesn't hear anything. All she hears is a lot of little dogs barking. Yippee, yippee, yippee barks. Okay. So she calls 911 when she discovers what she discovers. And we'll talk about this. They ask, what's your emergency? And she's screaming incomprehensibly on the phone. They can't even understand her at first. The dispatcher says, ma'am, I need you to calm down. What's wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. Becky Harper said, it's my daughter. She's, oh, God, there's blood everywhere.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So they said, what's your location? She said, 410 Elm in Skidmore. She's pregnant, and it looks like her stomach exploded.
Ooh.
So the dispatcher says, is she breathing? And Becky Harper says, I don't know. There's so much blood. Oh, my God, Bobby Joe. So the dispatcher says, I'm sending help right now. I need you to check if she's breathing. And for 11 minutes, it goes on with the dispatcher talking Becky through CPR and any kind of life-saving maneuvers that you can possibly tell somebody over the phone, which seems like it's harder than telling someone how to land a plane over the fucking headset.
Yeah.
You know, I would rather land a plane than deliver or than try to save someone's life.
Save somebody's life, forget that.
I think I'd be more successful at the plane. Not that I don't want to save. I think I'd be more successful doing that than this. I'd be bad at this.
You don't want me stumbling on your body on only you in need of help.
No. And you don't want me in a panic with my big stupid hands crushing your fucking chest plate. Like, you don't want any of that. It's all going to be bad.
My hands are around their neck. Is that where you want these?
Is that, oh, shit. No, God damn it. Okay, I messed this all up. Wait, back to one.
It's all over. Never mind. We don't need help.
So the first responder, the sheriff, Ben Espy, it's basically, if you look on GPS, it's a 30-minute drive from where he was. He makes it there in 14 minutes. So
wow.
Rushes there pretty goddamn quick, and we'll find out the fate of Bobby Joe in a moment here. Yeah. But back to Lisa Montgomery, the lady at the Whistle Stop Cafe with her husband, Kevin, and her daughter, Abigail, eating breakfast with her proud newborn, okay? A little bit on Lisa Montgomery's background here. Mm-hmm. Okay, now she was born Lisa Marie Hedberg. She's born in Washington State on February 27th, 1968. Here. Now, it's important to know about her mother, Judy. Judy is from Kansas and I guess had moved to the Northwest with her husband, which is Lisa's father, when they got married, okay? John Hedberg, Lisa's father, was from Washington. He was in the Army. Okay. So then he got stationed in Fort Riley, Kansas, so they relocated west of Topeka, the whole family, Lisa's family. This is known as, by the way, America's War Fighting Center. Really? This is where they have a lot of the Army shit and a lot of the training things from World War II. This is where they trained a lot of people and did stuff like that. So it's a big base actually too, and a big deal here. Apparently, George Custer commanded the fort after the end of the Civil War. So Custer commanded this. That's how old it is. Yeah, super, super old. Now Lisa. Very smart, despite the fact that she had fetal alcohol syndrome because her mother is a rampant alcoholic that can't stop drinking even while pregnant.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely has some problems, Lisa does, but she's really smart. She's very smart. She learned to read by the time she was 4, and she was like reading books on her own at 5 years old. Just like, you'd come in and she's sitting there with a Reader's Digest, like, yeah, can you put the groceries away and,
Sure.
Like an old lady, basically. So she became really into reading. She didn't play with dolls or anything like that, like the other kids did. Oh. She just wanted to read. So it was interesting. She said her mother once said that while she's reading a book, the house could burn down and she wouldn't even smell the smoke. She also told a lot of tall tales.
She's a fibber?
Real big fibber. And when you find out what's going on in her family, her mom's kind of a drunk that doesn't pay attention to her and things like that, it kind of makes sense. Her mother and father will separate, and when that happens, she just told everybody she meets, teachers, other kids, that her dad died in Vietnam. My dad's dead. He's in Vietnam, died.
All right.
So Judy is on her own, mom, with Lisa and another young child. And they are very poor. Then Judy met a single father named Jack Kleiner. He's got 5 kids of his own coming into this.
Dang.
Which is a Brady Bunch now, +1.
That's a brood, yeah.
So she moved with him, with Lisa and the 2 kids, Lisa and the other kid, to Oklahoma to live with this guy. So then Lisa had another brother named Teddy, and then another brother named Jerry in 74 and then 75. And so they had another child, her mom and stepdad here, born in 1978. So the family is huge. This guy's got 8 kids now and then 2 more stepkids. So he's got 10 kids total to deal with. Oof. Now, she does really well in school and things like that, but her fibbing really starts to be annoying to the family here. She learns to play the violin and French horn in grade school, which are very different instruments.
Yeah.
It's real different. It's not like, the flute and the oboe or something. These are very different. She played the mellophone, which I don't even know what that is.
Mellophone?
Some kind of xylophone type of thing, maybe.
Did she create it?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. But she did that in the marching band, making first chair with ease. Now, no one else knew what the hell a mellophone was, so it was very easy to make first chair when you're the only person who knows what the fuck it even is. But she also was in class plays. She was active in the pep club and was also in student council.
Great.
And she got all A's. First chair for the whatever the hell that thing is, playing violins and French horns and the student council. She's in a play. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she's doing well in school. Now, Lisa, for her home problems, her lying and things like that, everybody just blames her mom because there's a lot of reason to blame her mom. Yeah. Lisa basically, people all around heard her mother, Judy, tell Lisa her whole life that she's not good for anything. You're good for nothing. You're a loser and all this. But she's getting straight A's, and I don't know what you want from the kid. So, yeah, it was really weird. And Judy, there's a very unstable environment when it comes to Judy, both emotionally and physically even. So they said her moods were wild. Mom's mood swings were crazy. It's one of Lisa's friends said that she basically learned to duck her head when the wind blew the wrong way, was the way she put it. She learned when one of Mom's moods changed, stay out of the fucking way. Right. Don't challenge it and let it happen, basically. Now, Lisa's mother continues to have some problems here. She beats Judy, or Judy beats Lisa a lot with belts and brooms and cords. She's forced to eat raw onions as punishment for things, which is absolutely disgusting. Yeah, that doesn't sound good at all.
Is it like an apple, or is she chopping these up and getting handfuls of it?
I don't think it matters. It's gross either way. Yeah.
I mean, if it's chopped up, you can at least try to just swallow them whole.
I guess. Yeah, if you have to bite into it, that's you're going to get the whole essence of it hit you in the face too at the same time. So she locked her outside naked in the winter as a punishment. Jesus. And at one point, Jesus Christ, Judy killed the family dog in front of Lisa with a shovel.
Say that again.
This woman beat the family dog to death with a shovel in front of her young daughter. Good mom. Good mom. This is going great for her.
Can you even imagine? That's just the most fucked up thing you can do.
Yeah. It's not a good lesson to teach kids that you don't care for things at all. This wasn't like they live on a farm and it was a sick dog and they took it out and put it out of its misery in a kind fashion and, said some nice words over its corpse and dug a hole.
Toilet paper on, right.
This is crazy. This is just insane. Now, the other problem is her stepfather, Jack, here basically begins molesting her at age 11. Bad stuff. So bad that they lived in a trailer. He built a room off the trailer. He built an extension on a trailer. He went into construction for this. This was the room he would take her in. He said, I'm going to build a special fucking disgusting molestation room.
Her date room.
Yes. He would film it sometimes.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Her mother knew this was going on, too.
Oh, boy.
She would pimp her out to men who did work around the house when she was a teenager. When she's 14, 15. She said that's how you earn your keep.
Oh, my God.
This woman is a fucking monster, Judy.
Right.
She's a monster. She's a fucking monster.
She's the worst there is, yeah.
Someone should beat her to death with a shovel. this is terrible. Imagine what the hell
was tougher. Yeah.
Imagine what happened to Judy when she was a kid.
Right.
To cause all this. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, generally women aren't malicious out of nowhere.
You don't
like
just
beating dogs. That's guy behavior. You know what I mean? I mean, statistically.
Monster men. Yeah.
Right. Just women don't have that gear usually.
In them, right, yeah.
It's just not nature. So, some do, don't get me wrong, but most don't. So, this is horrifying. Allegedly here in 1983 is when Judy, I guess, walked in on Lisa at 15 having intercourse, being raped by her stepfather. Let's face it, that's what it is. Yeah. Judy was horrified. Now, Jack threatened to kill Judy if she told anyone.
Right.
He was a very violent man who hit her and the children, and she's horrible. Yeah. He's a horrible monster. And Lisa said at first I kept my mouth shut. Then I told a policeman, and he took me to a lawyer. This is good.
A lawyer, though.
To see how this was. I don't know why a policeman would need a lawyer to get a child molester put away.
Right.
I don't understand that.
That's a weird step. The first step should be the police station.
But I think it's to help her get out of the house, I think is what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
They're trying to make it illegal so she doesn't have to go home to this, basically.
Okay.
So now the policeman was her cousin also, which is weird. Now, Judy said she was blind to all of this abuse and didn't understand it. And didn't know what was going on and all that kind of thing, which is kind of hard to believe, to be honest with you. In a trailer, it's interesting. So we don't know if this was, deliberately ignoring this or whatever. Jesus Christ, I can't even say those words. It's so fucking horrible. He actually, wow, Jesus Christ. He actually said to the mother, he said the words, quote, "You can't rape the willing."
Yikes.
Yeah. Well, you can if they're a child. That's the difference. Their willingness is really irrelevant at that point in terms of society.
That's why there's something called laws or rules of the age of consent, because at some point you can't rape the willing. You can rape the willing. And
in some states it is 14 or 15, but not if you're their stepfather. I don't think that's part of the rule.
I don't think that's okay either.
Horrifying. That's for some kid who's 16. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's so a junior doesn't go to jail for having sex with a freshman. That's not so. Your stepdad can fucking jump on top of you in the rape room he built. That's gross. So Lisa had told her cousin David Kidwell, who was a deputy sheriff, about it. Judy, by the way, blamed Lisa for seducing the stepfather.
Holy fuck, man.
So Judy eventually files for divorce and brings this up during the divorce proceedings, where Jack claimed in court that the whole story was made up to get custody of the children. Judy ended up taking Lisa to counseling, so she actually understood at some point this happened.
This is wrong, yeah.
You didn't want this to happen, and you are traumatized. So that's the first motherly thing Judy's done here is take Lisa to counseling, but she would not admit to the counselor that any of this happened. She said that never happened. Lisa said, I didn't have sex with my stepfather. I don't know what you're talking about. My mother made that up. So in the end, who knows?
Oh, boy.
Because this is Judy's story later, so we don't know what's going on. I tend to believe it happened here. So now every one of Judy's kids has problems with the law except for Lisa. Mm-hmm. Understandably so. I mean, this is your environment you're coming up in here.
But she also is an admitted liar, so she's possibly lying to get out of things, and they're believing it. So there's
but also
maybe that.
That's true. And tall tales for kids are, I don't mean rape tales. I mean the other tall tales she tells are, different. So now all of the kids except for Lisa got into drugs, and Lisa never got into any of that stuff. Never got into drugs, never got into alcohol, never got into any of this shit. So in 1986, Judy gets married again.
Really?
To a guy named Richard Bowman, Boman. And Richard had grown children, but his son Carl came home after a stint in the Navy. Yeah. Now, at this point, she's 18 and Carl's 25.
Oh, no.
And her stepbrother, but Lisa falls hard for Carl, her stepbrother, who's 25. So Lisa graduates.
Needs more people.
Yeah, Malvern, they all need more people. Lisa graduates from high school. She planned to go into the Air Force to get money for college. That was her plan.
Yeah.
But then she found out she was pregnant. So
with Carl's baby?
Carl's baby. So
God damn it.
Pregnant with your fucking brother's baby, which is...
That is crazy.
Literally just a thing on the bottom of the screen on the Jerry Springer show in 1997. I'm pregnant with my stepbrother's baby.
That's an episode. They got 6 people to talk about it.
Yeah, people fighting, fucking punching each other, chairs flying around. So she and Carl get married in August of 1986 in Cleveland, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Cleveland, Oklahoma. By the way, this week's episode was almost from California, Missouri. So these states, they just have no...
Missouri's a big fan of other places. They
really they love those different names. So she's out of the house, though, and married to her stepbrother, which is great. She ends up having 4 children.
Really?
Desiree. Lisa has Desiree, who's the oldest. This starting at from 18 to like 23, she has 4 children. So, I mean, just pounding them out, pumping those kids out.
Yeah.
Desiree, Chelsea, Carl Jr.
Yep.
Of course.
4 kids with Carl?
With Carl, yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
4 kids with your stepbrother. Carl's Jr., I just want to say every time when I see that.
Yeah, he's got one.
He's got one. And Kayla as well, so 4. Now, Desiree Bowman was born in January 1987. She's the first. Yeah. Now, apparently, by 1990 or 1991, when the last one is born, she has a tubal ligation, but not of her own volition, apparently. Apparently, the 4th birth was a very difficult birth. There was some kind of process. Something was going on that was wrong in there, and they, during some kind of emergency surgery, they tied her tubes. So, which is crazy to tie somebody's tubes without telling them, like we're doing this. Hey, by the way, you're sterile now. Like, that's wild to do, number one. But I don't know. That's what goes on, apparently. Now, she gets divorced from her stepbrother in 1993, which is probably healthy at this point. But still, there's 4 kids. Now, that's her first divorce from Carl, by the way.
They're going to do it again? No.
So...
Run it back.
Would that make them then step-married if they get divorced and get remarried again? Can we call that step-married? I step-married my stepbrother.
So bad.
This shit is crazy. So, okay, during their first divorce, she claims she's pregnant. And he goes,
she's a big liar, right?
You had your tubes tied. How the fuck are you pregnant? Right. You know what I mean? So then they remarry in 1994. So they get divorced in 93, go through all that paperwork, all that shit, and then go get married again, which is crazy. Then in 1994, she says she's pregnant again. And this is amid them breaking up, her and Carl breaking up, and the custody battle with Carl. Sure. She claims she was pregnant with twins at this point.
Okay, she's got 2 in there.
Yeah, she's not pregnant with anything at this point, but she claims she's got 2 kids in there. Then finally, in 1998, she gets some peace here and finds Kevin Montgomery, who's a hell of a nice guy by all accounts, which is shocking that this woman would find a nice guy. Like,
because
with her background, anybody with a background like that's going to choose poorly in relationships because of all sorts of psychological trauma that you have. But she found somebody nice.
Childhood lying is a big red flag in the first place because that indicates a host of mental issues that could be going on, and then
you're creating your own world.
And then the traumatic behavior from adults that happen to compound that. She's a fucking mess.
Yeah, she started out with fetal alcohol syndrome, so she didn't start out in the best shape. Damn. You know what I mean?
I spaced that horrific thing.
Yeah, there's that too, and beatings and everything else.
Yeah.
So she marries Kevin Montgomery, meets him around 98. They get married, and they live in Malvern, Kansas, okay? Kevin worked for the Acme Sign Company in Kansas City, and they lived in Malvern there. Now, she has more pregnancies according to her.
Fake ones.
Yes. I guess in 2000, she told Kevin Montgomery, her husband, that she's pregnant. Then she said she had an abortion. Didn't want to have that baby. She's already got 4. Then in 2002, she was pregnant again and told Kevin that she went to a birthing center and it ended in a stillbirth baby.
Okay.
So dead baby came out. That's how that worked.
She's been having a lot of pregnancies that don't go through.
Yeah. And she wore maternity clothes. Yeah. You know, everything that she's pregnant. She went through all the different things and she's eating she's eating pickles and fucking pecan ice cream and she's pickles and pistachio ice cream. She's got it all.
Eating onions like hand fruit, not even nostalgic, just because she's craving it.
Just because she really, really wants it. So now she had lived in New Mexico. She lived in Oklahoma. She lived in New Mexico with her first husband there with Carl. They had moved to New Mexico at some point. All this kind of thing. She works multiple menial jobs, by the way. Not great when it comes to that. Like her prowess in school and everything, no one thought that this would be her jobs in the future here. She worked at a Greyhound bus station.
What does one do there?
Sell tickets to Greyhound buses and tell people, hey, stop peeing on the floor, please. Please. So many other people have peed already.
Please, sir,
stop.
Put your pants on.
Please, God, Jesus, stop doing it. She worked at a Wendy's at one point.
Okay, yeah.
She worked at a gas station. So just menial jobs that you fill out an application, they hire you type of deal. Yeah. Nothing crazy. She's diagnosed with some mental issues here, like depression, borderline personality disorder, PTSD. She's got a lot of problems here. Also, some organic brain damage from both alcohol exposure and abuse, basically.
Yeah, of course.
And by 2002, in her 34 years, she had moved with family and by herself and all that 61 times in 34 years.
That's better than every 6 months.
That's more than every 6. I mean,
oh my God.
I could probably hang with her till I got to about 12. I bet I lived in more places by 12 than she did. But from 12 on, holy shit, she really took off and left me in the dust like a loser, like a loser living in the same house all the time. So a lot of problems and a lot of erratic behavior. And now all of this doesn't manifest in a crazy, drool dripping off the fangs type of lunatic.
Right.
Everybody describes her as a homebody. She just likes to stay home. She likes raising animals. She loves dogs.
Right.
No shovels on the whole property. Just, just dogs with no shovels. It's a paradise over there.
It's the shovel aisle at Home Depot.
Yeah, doesn't go near it. No. She likes knitting very well. Well, very good at knitting and likes that. She's a small, thin-framed woman who just wanted to have a child with her husband. Everybody kept saying. She kept talking about she wants to get pregnant with Kevin and they want to have a baby together. And they say she rarely socialized in Kansas there. She never attended. I guess the whole town would go to karaoke night at Gary's Bar.
God dang.
That was the big social gathering of the week, and she never attended that. If you don't go to karaoke night at Gary's, you're a weirdo. You know what I mean?
What are you doing? Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? She rarely went to church also, which that was the other central gathering point of the town. The only time you would see her is at her kids' sporting events, which she attended religiously. She would go to Little League games and her daughter's basketball games where she was known as the parent who was knitting through the whole game. She would sit there and knit. All 4 of her kids are teenagers at this point. The 3 oldest at the time were attending high school in Melbourne, and the principal of that school said they're great kids. They are positive individuals, and they take their schoolwork very seriously. So somehow this very damaged woman who's had a lot of problems has somehow managed to create a stable life for her fortune. Like that's not expected. You would not expect, you'd expect her kids' lives to be just as speckled with shit as hers was. And it's not. They do well in school. She did well in school.
Yeah, but she also doesn't like drugs or alcohol, which is interesting.
That helps a lot too. And I think marrying this guy also helped because it's a certain level of stability that he has that she's happy to kind of take part in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, so they had moved from Bartlesville, Oklahoma to Malvern. And
we did a story about that.
We did a story. We absolutely did. Very much into dogs, okay? Mm-hmm. Loves her dogs. Now, 2004, Lisa's pregnant.
Really?
She says, I'm pregnant. I'm knocked up. You done put one in me. You know what I mean? And those tubal ligations, just like vasectomies, sometimes wear out.
Wear out?
I've looked this up and there's plenty of cases of vasectomies that end up coming together, tubal ligations where shit ends up finding itself again, which makes no sense because they cauterize the fucking tubes and shit like that.
Right. It's useless on the end. You got to nip it to make it.
There's plenty of times that it's happened where it's actually a thing scientifically. Doesn't happen often, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Am I have it checked all the time?
It cannot take. It cannot take. Yeah, it can wear out.
I hate what you're saying to me right now.
You might be spewing sperm, Jimmy. You never know.
Oh no.
So it's very rare, though. I mean, very rare. So
I don't care.
Her ex-husband Carl was filing for custody of their two youngest children at that point. Now he says he did this when she said she's pregnant because he says, well, I know she had a tubal ligation. And so he threatens to expose that in court, that she's lying about a pregnancy. And she says, I'm not lying about my fucking pregnancy. And he says, well, we'll find out in court then. Okay. Now, Lisa here meets, remember Bobby Joe from before?
Yeah.
Who's Bobby Joe's mom here? Bobby Joe Stinnett is her name. Mm-hmm. And Lisa meets Bobby Joe with dog things, basically.
Yeah.
Bobby Joe's very into dogs too. Now they had met at a dog show in November 2003, and a fellow dog trainer saw them there. They raise and show rat terriers.
Ew.
Yeah, rat terriers. A fellow terrier trainer said it was an outdoor show and it was cold. We all shivered together, and after the show, we all went to a cafe. So Lisa and Bobby Joe became friends, and this woman, Nancy Strudel is her name. Okay.
How about it?
Strudl. That's Strudel.
That's it. Yeah.
Here we go. I don't know what else to call her.
She's delicious.
So, yeah, she is covered in a glaze. Nancy Strudel said that as time went on, Lisa started getting a bad reputation in the breeding circles for how she portrayed the pedigree of her dogs. Mm-hmm. Now, they said that, that's a big deal in the community, because if you fake paperwork and stuff like that, you can...
Oh, you're a fraud, yeah.
You're a total fraud. So this Nancy Strudel said, basically, we took everything she said with a grain of salt, meaning Lisa.
Yeah.
So even these people who know her just through this know that she's kind of a liar, tells some tall tales. Yeah. Now, Lisa tells people that she met at the dog show in 2004 that she is pregnant, and pregnant with twins.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty amazing. At one point, she will announce that she lost one of the babies, but the other one is fine.
Yeah.
Which happens with multiples a lot. That's a very common thing.
Baby Garcia'd it.
It ate it up. So now Nancy Strudel said no one believed her. Uh-huh. Nancy said she was skinny as a rail and she never gained an ounce. None of the rat terrier people believed she was pregnant.
Oh.
And as we know, too, the rat terrier people are the premier medical group across the world, really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
If you got like a disease or something, you don't go to a hospital, Mayo Clinic. You go to the rat terrier people, and they tell you what to do, usually. So the reverend of Lisa's church, Reverend Mike Wheatley of the First Church of God, said they wanted to have their own child desperately. She said that way she would be attached. She said that way she would be attached to the hip to Kevin. So that way they'll be closer if they have their own child together. The pastor also said, quote, there was a desperation there.
Yeah.
In her. Now, April of 2004, at a dog show in Kansas City, Lisa and Bobby Joe hang out again. They met in 2003. Mm-hmm. Now they meet again. Now Bobby Joe is also pregnant. They're both pregnant, they said.
Good
You're
people
pregnant.
to hang out with. Yeah.
I'm pregnant too. This is great.
Couple of pregos hanging together.
Yep. So Lisa is there with her daughter Desiree, her oldest, and helping her show the rat terriers. Yeah. So they talk a little bit, Bobby Joe and Lisa. They even take a photo together. Yeah. It's Bobby Joe and Bobby Joe's husband, and then you got Lisa and a couple of the other breeders are there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, now let's talk about Bobby Joe here. Bobby Joe Potter, she's born. She'll end up Bobby Joe Stinnett with 2 N's and 2 T's at the end there. She's born December 4th, 1981. So, more than a decade younger than Lisa. She's not even 23 at this point. So she's born in Maryville, Missouri. She grew up in Skidmore, though, her whole life. Her parents are Becky Harper and Joseph Buck Potter. Old Buck Potter's coming to town. Jesus.
Everybody gets a buck. Every town has to have one, evidently. Even
Buck
if it doesn't
Potter.
make any goddamn sense. Joey to Buck? What are we doing?
That sounds like if your grandfather was telling you like Korean War stories, and he's like, "Let me tell you about Buck Potter, the toughest guy in our unit. Buck Potter, 6'5", 275 pounds if he weighed an ounce."
Buck and Butch. Those are 2 different guys.
I once saw him kill 12 Filipinos with his bare hands. Not even in combat, just in a bar. He's a big guy.
Did you ever know a guy named Buck or Butch?
I think so. Yes, absolutely.
Both of them. I know 2 guys. Both of them were their nicknames. Neither of them were. I don't believe there's a Butch on this planet.
Every Buck I've ever met's name is Robert.
Yeah. I think that's what his name was.
Bob turns into Buck for some reason.
Does it?
It's like John and Jack. It's weird. I don't understand it. But that's every Buck. I've known like 3 Bucks. They're all Robert is their name. Yeah. Bob. So
I've never known an actual Butch or a Buck. They've all been nicknames, and I've known several of both.
Well, yeah, not on their birth certificate. It wasn't
no,
Butch or Buck. Yeah.
It's not their fucking name.
So now Joseph Buck Potter deserted the family when they were young. A buck's got to roam. You know what I'm saying? A buck just can't stay in one place. No. She ends up with a half-brother named Tyler that's born when she's 13. So Bobby Joe has a rough upbringing too here. I mean, she's not brutally beaten, raped, and forced to eat onions, but she's born with a cleft palate also.
Oh, that's tough.
Which is tough for a little girl, or for any little kid. But, she was surgically corrected at age 2, but she had a slight speech impediment as a child. She had to go to speech therapy and all that. She does overcome her shyness, though, and really comes out of her shell in high school. She's an honor student. She becomes a cheerleader.
Wow.
Doing great. Active in the 4-H club, the school newspaper, does yearbook shit. I mean, Bobby Joe, talk about coming out of your shell.
She's having a life, yeah.
Yeah, she graduated from Nottoway Holt High School in Graham, Missouri in 2000. This is a town that's too small to have its own high school. Yeah. It would have 11 people in it. Let's be realistic here. Mm-hmm. She loves animals, loves dogs, as we know, because she's a rat terrier breeder, and horses as well. One friend said she didn't just love them. She responded to dogs, and dogs responded to her like she spoke their language. One friend said dogs just melted in her presence, which sounds gross.
Yeah,
I don't want to see any melted dog here.
That is a horny dog.
Yeah. So she graduates from high school in 2000 and worked at a feed store because she loves animals and loves farm stuff. Then she gets a job at a Kawasaki factory. Sorry, I mixed up my husband's. She gets a job at a Kawasaki factory in Maryville where she works with a childhood friend of hers and future husband. Yeah. So she reunites with a childhood friend of hers that they work together, and his name is Zeb.
Get some romance going over that 2-stroke motor.
That's right. Oh, that 250 is looking. The sound of that 250, the vibrations are just, I'm flowing right now.
The smell of that 2-smoker, I'm into it.
I'm hard too. Well, all right then. So Zeb Stinnett is his name. Zeb, Zeb. So they meet. Now they get together as well, and they're right away all about each other. Mm-hmm. She also opens a dog breeding business called Happy Haven Farms out of her home. Yeah. Specializing in rat terriers. Right. She participated in dog shows and is very into the online rat terrier communities, including one called Ratter Chatter, which is the main. That's the main place they all get together and fucking talk is Ratter Chatter. The old Ratter Chatter they're going to. And I'm getting on Ratter Chatter. Now she, I guess, talked to. She decided she wanted to breed these dogs here. Her first dog, Tipsy, was a 7-year-old white and brindle female mini, and delivered her first litter in 2002. And from there, those puppies, Bobby Joe, kind of kept it going from there. Bobby Joe loved Tipsy, her first dog here. She, on her website, she says about Tipsy, quote, "She's so intelligent that she can convey exactly what she's thinking or feeling to you, and you know it." I think everybody thinks that about their animals, though, don't they? That's projection.
I know when Vaughn has to use the restroom and eat. Outside of that, I don't know what fucking dogs think.
Mainly because he goes to the door and then stands by his bowl. That's
it.
He gives pretty clear signals of what he's interested in. Yeah. So Tipsy's second litter arrived in 2003, and Bobby Joe kept a white and brindle female who she wrote about and called the dog a true athlete, able to jump 5 feet straight up from a standing position. Said she was a natural for agility competitions. Mm-hmm. And her philosophy in breeding was, our dogs are bred as house pets first and foremost, as we live, sleep, and play with our dogs. Yeah. So, you know, and that's how she was, too. If people bought the dogs, it couldn't be some dog they're going to keep somewhere and only train for. It had to be, like, she really, like, vetted the people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So she said also that, quote, her dogs are bred to excel as well in hunting, conformation, as well as performance events like weight, pull, agility, and obedience. Said our litters are planned up to 2 years in advance, and the potential parents are picked over to maximize their good qualities, as well as vet checked prior to each breeding. We offer our puppies for great homes only, and great is all capitalized. Very particular about who adopts the puppies. You had to, like, it was an application process. You couldn't just go buy a dog from her. It didn't work. So you had to fill it. It's a rat
terrier, man.
It's a rat, exactly, yeah.
What
but
the fuck?
She's that into it. She made him fill out a 2-page form.
Oh.
This is a dog. I have to fill out less form to go to the doctor. This is ridiculous. What are we doing?
Does your family have any history of cancer?
Yeah, what are we talking about here? It requested details about the number and ages of the people in the household, whether the home was rented or owned, and how much time each day would be devoted to the puppy.
Oh, boy.
So really judgmental. Devoted. Like when you adopt anything, they usually ask you, like if you go to like a dog shelter, cat shelter, what kind of pets do you have and how old? They ask you shit like that to see if they're going to eat this thing. But other than that, you know, they think that you can judge whether you have a home that's stable enough for one or not. So anyway, she wanted to know if the applicant had ever euthanized an animal and why. Yeah.
It was sick, lady. What?
And whether or not puppy obedience classes were planned. So she is really fine-tooth comb in this adoption process.
Militant on it, yeah.
But this earns her the respect of everyone in the rat terrier community because
They love it, yeah.
It's all about the dogs.
To a good home, yeah.
All about the dogs. People would contact her for advice on breeding all the time and, you know, everything like that. Like they said she seemed to have a gift for it, basically. Mm-hmm. Her emails that she sent to people were all technical language and scientific things and really, you know, really intelligent. She really looked this shit up. She became an expert on it. So she married Zeb in April of 2003. And Zeb is the step grandson, but for all intents and purposes, as a basically grandma of Joanne Stinnett. Remember Joanne Stinnett from the town part?
Right.
The grandmother of the kid. Yeah, that's Joanne. Same one.
Son of a gun.
And we'll talk a little bit more about Joanne Stinnett just to give you a background on her and how cursed she seems to be. Her first marriage produced produced those people, the Branson person. Branson Perry, the one that disappeared, the 20-year-old. Her first marriage produced Bob, who's Branson's father. So she's Branson's grandmother. Joanne later married A.B. Stinnett, becoming grandmother to Zeb Stinnett, Bobby Joe's husband, and becoming a member of that family. So, yeah. Now, Joanne, let me give you some background on her. Remember the Wendy Gillenwater murder, where she was dragged by her boyfriend, her husband?
Right, yeah.
By Gregory Dragoo there. Well, her grandmother, Wendy's grandmother, is Joanne Stinnett.
How do they all get entrenched in this? This is crazy.
It's too small. That's all. They need more people. Okay, now, Joanne Stinnett, by the way, is the one who identified Wendy by the rings on her fingers because she was so mangled.
Oh, boy.
In 2000, that was October 2000. Then in April 2001, Branson Perry disappeared from his home. His grandmother is Joanne Stinnett.
Of course she is.
So now two of her grandkids have been, one disappeared and one's been murdered in a period of 6 months.
Oh, boy.
That is fucking insane. That Branson, the Branson Perry story is fucking weird too. Apparently Perry, the guy who, was never found again, he was into like meth and things like that a little bit at the time here. He told his father that he was gay and also told his dad that he had recently experienced a traumatic incident involving his neighbor, Jason Bierman. According to Perry, Bierman had spiked his drink with hallucinogens, leading to Perry shaving his pubic hair, dancing naked, and engaging in sexual activity with Bierman.
Oh, boy.
He felt ashamed because he was afraid people would find out in this small town and he'd be ostracized, basically. Mm-hmm. So Bob Perry was in the hospital, the father, and Branson was preparing the house for his father's return. Around 3 p.m., a woman that was there to help him saw Branson outside speaking with two men who were replacing the alternator in Bob's car. Mm-hmm. She said, "What are you doing?" Branson said that he was going to put away the jumper cables, then run out for a bit, and he'd be right back. She last saw him walking to the shed, and he was never seen again.
Oh, my.
Which is fucking crazy. The case went cold. Then in April 2003, in an FBI investigation into online child pornography, they discovered Jack Wayne Rogers, a 75-year-old Presbyterian minister, Boy Scout leader, and resident of Fulton, Missouri, which is 3.5 hours away, using the screen name Burger Butt, had disturbing online chats where he described picking up a hitchhiking blonde boy from Skidmore, drugging him, and subjecting him to graphic sexual abuse and mutilation. Wow. Okay. The descriptions matched Branson's appearance and the hitchhiking theory, because he hitchhiked all the time, too. He was convicted of a whole bunch of shit, including child pornography, this Rogers guy, first-degree assault, practicing medicine without a license.
Oh, God.
Holy shit. Which related to a botched surgery in a hotel room that nearly killed somebody. But they can't connect.
He's doing this in the hotel rooms.
Yeah, but they never connected him to Rogers. It's a big thing that this guy is still out there. No one ever found out what happened to him. It's a very popular case that people
Perry's
talk about.
missing and they don't have anybody in jail about it?
No, Branson Perry. No one's been arrested for it. He's never been found. No one knows what happened to him. Nothing. Now his middle name is Kanye, so maybe he just got a huge tan
and went crazy.
Turned into a dickhead. Yeah, we don't know. Started yelling at people at the Grammys. I don't know. So 2004. Okay, back to this now. Now we know where everybody is. And Zeb Stinnett comes from that Joanne is just littered with tragedy here.
Fascinating lady.
2004, Bobby Joe pregnant with a baby girl. This baby is due January 16th, 2005. Mm-hmm. That's when the baby's due. Now, Zeb, very happy, couldn't be more thrilled. He supports her in her dog breeding business, and he's excited about being a father.
Hell yeah.
Their life is going well. They already picked
cowies all day.
Yeah, that's all he's doing, getting his jet skis ready. So they pick a name out months ahead of time.
What'd they do?
She's Victoria Joe.
Yep.
Like Bobby Joe, but Victoria Joe. That's cute. So Vicky Joe. So the Happy Haven kennel, she keeps detailed records, travels to dog shows. She has a rule about selling puppies, and that is she always meets the buyers in person before selling them a puppy, always. Yeah. You can't just come pick up a puppy. You have to like do a whole meeting with her, and then maybe the next day you can come back, and she's got to think about it, and then you can come back. So, but she couldn't be more thrilled. She's 22. She's married to the guy she's liked when she was a kid, even. She's running a successful small business of her own while being pregnant with her first child. Wow. Life is great.
Yeah.
Life is great. Now, she gets along with Lisa Montgomery in the rat terrier circles. They're both big members of the Ratter Chatter Forum. Big Ratter Chatters, these two. Yeah. It's hard to say that and not laugh. Ratter Chatter.
So dumb.
It's so dumb. So this was all about rat terriers, the Ratter Chatter one. People talked about breeding and training and dog shows and sales. It's very niche. This is one of those things that only the internet could bring this type of niche to get to a lot of people. Otherwise, there'd be one person in your town that you know that likes rat terriers too, and you'd go talk to them.
Yeah, it's too few people.
Yeah. Now, this platform also allows users to exchange all sorts of communication on the site, kind of like a social media site, but in 2004.
Yeah, which is Reddit, but or
like a lot
Craigslist.
of like anything, but they can exchange messages, private emails that are just on their server.
Okay,
They can post content related to dogs. It's like Instagram basically, but for rat terrier people. It would kind of put together people who are looking for dogs and breeders and all that kind of shit here. So April 3rd, 2003 is when remember they met a little later at the dog show, but April 3rd, 2004 here they had met the previous year. There's a dog show. This is 2 weeks before a dog show in Abilene, Kansas, when they're going to hang out and take that picture we talked about.
Yep.
Lisa wrote to Bobby Joe. She said, "It's been a busy week here with 5 active pups, 3 of which my daughter is working with on crate training." Shit all over the place, in other words. Litter box training and stacking on her table. Her room is more like our kennel room here. Okay. The kids are talking about switching bedrooms to give Kayla and the pups their own room, even if it means someone else has to share a bedroom. Yeah. They said, "We're still planning on making the Abilene, Kansas show on the 17th with at least 2 of the pups, depending on how well training goes. Kayla is excited about this as this will be her first show." She's the youngest. Mm-hmm. So, they ended up talking that day. And then after the show, they stayed in contact online, Lisa and Bobby Joe. They talked about their puppies, their breeding plans. They compared notes about the progress of their pregnancies, too, because they're due around this within a month of each other. Yeah. So now another woman in the rat terrier group announced in April that she was pregnant with twins. And she said, so Lisa contacted her on Instant Messenger on the site and said, "I've got you beat." Yeah. She said, "My twins are due to arrive before your twins. They'll be here a month earlier." So, joking around. A few days later, Lisa contacted the woman again. She said that she's knitting a blanket for your babies.
Yep.
What a sweet Linda here, or Lisa. I keep wanting to call her Linda. So she thought it was strange because she didn't know her except for online.
Right.
But she's like, I guess she's just a real nice.
Whatever. Yeah.
People we don't know send us weird shit all the time. We appreciate it.
Please. I got mugs that are insulting to me.
I have I have goddamn like bobbleheads of us and shit, like all sorts of cool shit that people have built. So anyway, Lisa and Bobby Joe, in early October, Lisa posted on an online rat terrier site. Said, "I lost one of the twins. It's so terrible, but they saved one twin." Mm-hmm. On another site, she was complaining about lack of child support from Carl Bowman. She complained that her attorney also represented Kevin's ex-wife. Jesus. Kevin got hauled into court nearly every year for an increase in child support, and the difference was garnished from his wages within 2 weeks.
Dang.
So Lisa didn't understand that the same attorney was only able to get Carl into court on one occasion, and on one time She said, well, it gets you into court paying extra child support all the time. I got this guy, can't get a dime out of Carl.
Yeah.
Later that month, Kevin told the Reverend at the church, Reverend Wheatley, that he'd been feeling the baby kick inside of Lisa's stomach. And, when he saw Lisa, he said, you look too thin to be 8 months pregnant. And she said, I always have small babies.
I'm good at this, yeah.
Rubbed her stomach. So, yeah, this is number 5. They come in small. They fly right out. No problem.
Yeah. Pop out like a rat terrier.
So they also discuss, the two of them talk about ultrasounds and discuss morning sicknesses and, all that kind of thing. Bobby Joe's posting pictures of her giant belly.
Yeah.
Lisa also, same stuff. Bobby Joe mentions December appointments. Lisa mentions I have the same appointments. Bobby Joe says I carry low. Lisa says me too.
Hey.
So they got a lot in common. Now, the weird thing is here that Bobby Joe is using her name, Bobby Joe Stinnett, on this site. Now, Lisa is not using her real name on the site. At the conventions, she's her. She's Lisa Montgomery. She talks. But on these sites, she's a different person when she's talking to Bobby Joe. She goes under Darlene Fisher and says she's from Fairfax, Missouri.
Well, what the fuck is that about? Why use a...
I mean, a lot of people use aliases. It's online.
Why not go by Burger Bottom or some shit?
I guess. Well, it's the Ratter Chatter.
Name. Yeah.
So it can't sound sexual probably on the old Ratter Chatter board.
Fine. But you know what I mean? Be Burger Lips. I don't care. Just fucking anything.
That's
but
much less sexual.
But just I don't know why have a weird fucking name, like a person's name. That's strange.
I mean, plenty of people, especially back then, because now there's social media and everybody uses their real name. But back then, the internet was this murky. I don't know what's out there. So people used to use fake names all the time. That was not abnormal. Yeah. But it's weird to do that with someone you know from in person. If you already met the person in person, why are you pretending to be somebody else? That makes no sense.
I think that's
the weird part.
It's fucking bizarre to have a weird, just an alias, like a criminal name.
If you were just on a message board talking to strangers back then, go ahead and use a fake name. But if it's someone you know, be like, oh, my screen name is this, but I'm actually Lisa. Remember we met a bunch of times? Oh, yeah, that's how you do that because you know this person.
I just think it's weirder to have a fake actual name, like a pseudonym, rather than just like Assassin 12. You know what I mean? It's just it's so bizarre.
But I know people on Facebook that still do that.
They do their different name? A weird name? Really?
Yeah, plenty of people. People are weird, man. It's 2004, too. Like I said, the internet was still pretty new, especially in rural Missouri. It was not, or in rural Kansas. It wasn't, it was not like they just got dial-up probably 2 years earlier or something. Who knows? So October 2004, the Reverend Wheatley said that, he had talked to Kevin about the baby kicking and how happy Kevin was and all that kind of thing. So early December 2004. Remember Nancy Strudel?
Yeah.
The old Strudel saw Bobby Joe at a dog show in Norman, Oklahoma in November. And no one expected her to show up because she was super pregnant, but she showed up anyway.
Right.
Everybody said, holy crap, look at you. You're a house. Oh, my God. They were laughing. And she was so uncomfortable, Bobby Joe, she changed outfits 5 times over the course of the show because she was just uncomfortable in her clothes. She couldn't find anything that fit right, and everything was a mess. So her dogs did well. They took home some ribbons that weekend, and after the show, they congratulated each other on emails that they both got some ribbons. Now, around this same time in November, late November, early December, Lisa Montgomery goes to Parents' Night at a high school basketball game in Malvern, and she's wearing maternity clothes and fucking knitting. The owner of the town barber shop said it seemed like she's pregnant. It seems like she was pregnant all the time. Always pregnant, this lady. December 8th, 2004. Lisa posted a message next to her name, Darlene Fisher, that said, baby any day, maybe today. Maybe could come today. December 15th, 2004. Bobby Joe gets an instant message over the Ratter Chatter line there from Darlene Fisher saying that Darlene is interested in purchasing a puppy from her new litter. I'd love to get one of those. So they decided that they would meet the next day at Bobby Joe's house in Skidmore. This is from Darlene Fisher. Her email address here is Fisher4Kids, number 4.
Yep.
Fisher, because she has 4 kids. Fisher4Kids@hotmail.com. There's a blast from the past.
Yeah.
So, and the subject is puppy visit, and she said, "Hi, I'm Darlene Fisher from Fairfax. I'm very interested in purchasing one of your rat terrier puppies as a Christmas gift. Would tomorrow work for a visit? I can come by around noon." And Bobby Joe said, "That would be wonderful. Here's my address." Okay. Especially before Christmas, you want to sell some dogs, some
Get
Christmas
some money up. Yeah, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of having a litter around then.
Absolutely. So that night here, the same day that all happens, Carl, her ex-husband and stepbrother, files. This is just making things weird at Thanksgiving, Carl. Jesus. Filed for custody of 2 of their 4 children, because he had been talking about it before. Now, Desiree is close to 18, so they're basically going to let her decide on her own. Now, the youngest, Kayla, wanted to stay there and all that kind of thing. So it's interesting. But Carl planned to question Lisa's mental state by saying she faked pregnancies. That's how this goes. Now, December 16th, 2004, 6:30 a.m., Zeb, Bobby Joe's husband, kisses her goodbye, heads off to his shift at Kawasaki Motors in Maryville. They talk about what they're going to do that evening. Bobby Joe has got to pick her mother up from work at 3:30. So that's what's going on. That's it. Otherwise, got nothing going on. By 7 a.m., Lisa Montgomery here, now that's back in Kansas, Lisa tells her husband, Kevin, that she's going Christmas shopping in Topeka. Okay. She says that she's been having some weird contractions and, just having what she thinks are she doesn't know if it's contractions or gas or what, but who the hell knows what's going on here. But she said she's had some contractions, but she's going to go try to walk it off and, feel better.
Yeah.
So Kevin said, okay, sure. Mm-hmm. Now, she's supposed to be due any day now.
Right.
But he doesn't know shit. He's just this blue-collar guy. He doesn't know a fucking thing about pregnancies like this. He's like, I don't know. I guess that sounds right. So
just have fun.
Go have fun. So at 8 a.m. now, Bobby Joe in Skidmore tends to her dogs. She posts on Ratter Chatter about the upcoming puppy visit. She's excited. Another sale before Christmas means more baby money, basically. They can buy shit for the nursery. So that's what she posts. Going to sell a puppy today. Very excited, blah, blah, blah. 9 a.m., Lisa Montgomery loads up her red Toyota Corolla. Yeah. Okay, for the ride. 10 a.m., Lisa starts her drive. It's 175 miles from Melbourne, Kansas to Skidmore. She makes the drive. Now, Chris Law is Bobby Joe's neighbor. And we'll talk about him in a minute here in more detail. He noticed that she's home and moving around the yard with her dogs, and he considered stopping by on his way out to ask her about a prenatal checkup she has. Just how you doing? That's a nosy neighbor. Tell me about what's in your pussy. Is everything good in there? You're right.
Do they do the finger thing where they check the size? How's the size?
Your tube's tubing and everything. All right then.
They get in there.
I like how it's uterus and not uteri. You know what I mean? It's team. The uterus is for the team. That's what it's about now.
We're all in this together.
All in this together. Now, 12:30 p.m., a dirty red Toyota Corolla with Kansas plates pulls up to 410 West Elm Street, parking the wrong way on the street.
Yeah.
Wrong direction. Darlene Fisher gets out, / Lisa Montgomery, and walks up to the door.
Oh, boy.
Bobby Joe opens the door, greeting a customer, and she recognizes Lisa. She goes, she does that head tilt thing.
Yeah.
Where she's like, I know you. You're Lisa.
Why are you here? Yeah.
And she said, yeah. She said, quote, hi, you must be Darlene, but wait, you're Lisa, aren't you? We met at the dog show.
Yeah.
And Lisa said, yeah, no, I just used that other name online for privacy. I got an ex-husband that was like real nosy into my shit, so I used Darlene Fisher as my alias online. Right. So Bobby Joe's like, totally, internet's super dangerous. I completely get it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So Bobby Joe brings out the puppies. They're nice quality puppies, of course. Here, they play with the puppies on the floor. They talk about the bloodlines. They talk about Christmas plans, all that kind of shit.
Right.
Now, Bobby Joe's 8 months pregnant and moving around kind of hard, and she's sitting on the floor and she's wobbly. She's shifting and doing all that. She says, Jesus, I feel like I'm ready to pop. And Lisa says, me too. I'm due this month. You're not due till next month. I got a lot going on here. 2:15, Lisa asks to use the bathroom. Bobby Joe says it's down the hall. So Lisa walks through the house, walks through the living room, the kitchen, the dog room, the bedroom, all that kind of shit. 2:30 p.m., the phone rings. Becky Harper calls. Bobby Joe's mother. Remember her from the very beginning? She said, hi, honey, just confirming you're picking me up at 3:30 from work. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she said, yes, Mom, I've got someone here looking at puppies right now, but I will be there. Don't worry.
Got it.
She says, okay, great. See you soon. Bobby Joe hangs up and tells Lisa that I need to wrap this up because I got to go pick my mother up. She's expecting me. Mm-hmm. Lisa says, oh, God, yeah, no problem. She said, I already made my decision anyway. I know which puppy I want. So we're good. Let's speed this up. So Lisa asks to see the puppies one more time in the room. Can I go look at them one more time? You just want to take a look. Yeah, Bobby Joe leads the way here, goes into the room. Bobby Joe bends down to pick up a puppy.
Yeah.
At that point, Lisa throws a white cord around Bobby Joe's neck from behind and starts strangling her.
God dang.
She pulls her real tight and starts choking the shit out of her. I mean, she's strangling her. Bobby Joe is trying to pull the cord, trying to get her fingers under the cord.
Yeah.
She's, kicking and trying to get some sort of grip and she's fucking 8 months pregnant too, so she has no balance or anything like that. So she passes out. Lisa thinks she's dead.
Right.
She lowers her down to the floor, Lisa does, and goes to the kitchen and gets a paring knife.
A paring knife?
Yes. A paring knife.
A tiny knife.
It's at this point, this is rough, everybody. Hold on. Hang on to your hats as we talk about this. This is brutal here. She slices across her belly.
Yeah.
With the paring knife. Bobby Joe wakes up.
Oh, my God.
From being passed out. She sees Lisa above her with a knife and starts to fucking fight.
Yeah.
She grabs Lisa by the hair. Later on, she'll be found with blonde strands in her hands.
Oh, my God.
She's grabbing her by the hair. She's kicking. She's trying to get up. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. Lisa this time she has to go get the cord again now and strangle her more.
Oh, boy.
So she now really strangles her harder and longer until Bobby Joe stops moving. Yeah. Then she makes another incision into her stomach and pulls the fucking baby out.
Oh, my God.
8 months, not premature by that much. 8 months is fine. It's a little girl, alive and crying. Alive and crying.
Oh, boy.
Okay. This is horrifying, obviously.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. This is just as disturbing as you could do. So, at 2:50 p.m., she wraps the baby in blankets that she brought in herself in the car. She has a car seat in the Corolla already.
Oh, boy.
She also has clamps and medical supplies where she cuts the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
By 2:55, she's walking out the front door with the baby against her. Nobody sees her, as we'll find out the neighbor had left to run errands, and other neighbors are either inside or it's December. I mean, people aren't hanging out in their front porch. So 3 o'clock, the red Toyota turns around at the end, in the dead end on Elm Street and drives away. And she's got this baby in her car seat.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. Lisa stops outside Skidmore to clean the baby more thoroughly, suction mucus from its mouth and nose like they have to do. The baby seems super healthy, though, crying like it's supposed to. And Doing great. It has a small cut above her eye, probably from the knife.
From the knife, yeah.
Small cut. But babies have, their nails are super sharp. They always have cuts all over them, fucking babies. So the neighbor, Chris, he had planned to stop by and talk to Bobby Joe, but decided not to. Mm-hmm. He hesitated because he saw a dirty pinkish or red 2-door Toyota parked the wrong way in front of her house, so he thought, I better not bother her. Wow. Yep, she's got company. So he popped his head out the window a couple of times to see if the person was gone, but they were never gone. So he said it seemed like that car was there for hours, so he just said said fuck it, and he decided he'd catch up with Bobby Joe later and went to run some errands. He had to go to out of town to go to anywhere. Skidmore doesn't have anything, so sure. He said that when he hit the end of Elm Street, he thought maybe he should stop in and check on Bobby Joe anyway. What if something's wrong? But he said he pulled out onto the main road and circled around a block while he thought about it. And he said, what the fuck am I talking about? I'm not going to be a douchebag, go bother this neighbor who's got guests over. I'm going on my way. So December 16th, the same day, 3:30 p.m. is when Becky Harper shows up.
Yep.
To see her daughter.
She asked why she didn't pick her up.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
where are you? So she stepped in. She saw nothing when she first walked into the house. Everything was neat and orderly. She moved from the dining room to the kitchen. The house was in, very nice shape. It's a very small house. It's only about 800 square feet. It's a little house, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. But it's kept very clean and nice. Yeah. So Becky called out again and just dogs barking. So she went toward where the dogs are barking there, and she reached the doorway, and that's when she saw her on the floor, Bobby Joe, in pools of blood. Smears are streaked all over this was a huge struggle. So smears and spatter, and it's just blood fucking everywhere. It's horrifying. So she sees that splotches of blood are all over Bobby Joe's face, up and down her arms, everything. Her stomach, obviously, is everything. And she, at one point, said on 911, my daughter's intestines exploded. That's what she said.
Oh, my God.
She thinks like there was an alien situation.
Yeah.
Her intestines exploded. I know pregnant women are gassy, but that's a little much, I think.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So then she called, like I said, she called 911. She said there's blood everywhere, and we heard that. So Sheriff Ben Espy arrives at 3:52 p.m. Remember, he got there in 14 minutes,
right,
a 30-minute drive. He's like the wolf.
He doubled it. Doubled the speed limit.
Yeah, it's a 30-minute drive. I'll be there in 12.
Showed up in an Acura NSX.
Absolutely, in a tuxedo. Now, this guy's been on the force for 20 years, never seen anything like this before. Yeah. He said he saw clear signs of a struggle. Blood-stained soles of Bobby Joe's feet told him that she managed to get her feet to her feet after the attack started. They said they found darkish blonde hair clutched in her hands. Said, looked like she fought whoever this was. Yeah. And they said there was blood clots scattered across the floor. They said it seemed to have passed through 3 distinctive phases: the initial assault, her collapse and revival, and then the fatal attack. You can see like the different spots where all this happened. They said the smeared bloody footprints on the floor basically were like choreography. You could see.
Wow. Yeah, you can
like
see
one of those dance step
Fred
things.
Astaire. Yeah.
Yeah, Ginger Rogers goes this way type of shit.
All right.
Now, as this cop is going through the house, they're also seeing certain things, like someone attempted to clean up in the sink. They noticed. There's blood spatter and clean attempts there. They said, did the killer pause and wash hands here, or what the fuck, basically? That's interesting. Off to the left of the dining room was a converted bedroom, and that's where all this went on. Now, this cop sends in crime scene experts to try to get any kind of prints, fibers, anything. I mean, they know that this is going to be people are going to want this solved ASAP. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And everything else that's going on here. So every door frame, doorknob, table, they fucking print the entire house, which they normally aren't going to do. Tell you that. So they were trying to find something here. Anything they find, like a snag in the wood with a fiber on it, they're taking that. Anything they can fucking find, basically. But massive blood pools in the dog room, blood spatter, defensive wounds on Bobby Joe's hands and all over her, blonde hairs clenched in her fists. It's a lot. The crude incision across the abdomen and the cut umbilical cord.
Right.
It's definitely on purpose here. So the police officer told the paramedics that Bobby Joe was 8 months pregnant.
Oh, boy.
And that's when one of the emergency medical technicians pointed to the cut umbilical cord and said, this lady has been murdered because someone came to get the child out of her body. That's what happened. Like,
this was the motive. Yeah. This baby was the thing. Yeah.
Swinging around an umbilical cord with nothing attached to it. That's, pretty obvious. So first thing they got to talk to is Zeb. Where's Zeb? Where's Zeb at? So they said, who knows? The husband's always first. So, and he's a young guy, and maybe he's not wanting to be a father in a month. But basically, they confirmed that it wasn't him. He never left his space at work where he was at all day. So never left the Kawasaki thing. Didn't go home for lunch or anything. Was just there the whole time.
I wouldn't leave either. That sounds like such a fun job.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of Kawasaki's, but something fun. Dirt bikes, jet skis, some shit.
Street bikes, fucking anything.
Some cool shit they're making.
So fun.
Yeah. So the medical examiner will determine later on that Bobby Joe died from strangulation, not blood loss.
Yeah.
So she was dead before her baby was cut out of her fucking stomach. So that's
positive, I guess.
That's, I guess, positive, but it was brutal, man. That's not a lot of positive there. So now they're once they pronounce Bobby Joe dead at the hospital, which they do. It's at this point that they're like, there's a fucking baby out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Who's got this baby? Now we got to find out who killed Bobby Joe, but we need to find this fucking baby ASAP. So they call in, the cop here calls in the Northwest Missouri Major Case Unit immediately, contacts the FBI just in case there's state lines involved, and starts the process for an Amber Alert. This is the sheriff. The problem is, Amber Alert has specific criteria. If you don't know, if you're from another country, by the way, Amber Alert is when there's a missing child. Anyone under 17 that's missing, as soon as they go missing, they put out an Amber Alert, and on all the freeway overpasses, there's up on the things it'll say, the description when they were last seen. So everyone keeps an eye out, and they find a lot of kids like that when everyone's looking for them.
So there was a child named Amber that went missing, and this didn't exist, so they built it.
They built it
and
for
gave
that
it after her name. Yeah.
Yep. So the parameters here it has to be a confirmed abduction. Can't just be the kid, might be at a friend's house.
Right.
A child in danger. Now this is also the 2004 parameters. It's different now. It's a lot less stringent now. Also, the child has to be in danger of serious injury or death. Sufficient description information of the child, captor, or vehicle, something to put out rather than just a baby.
Got to give leads,
And they have to be under 17. The problem is no one has ever seen the baby, and they have no idea who took the baby.
Yeah.
They don't even have a color. They don't know. The baby could come out black. Right. They have no idea. Yeah. So they have no idea what this baby looks like. You can't just say everybody look for a baby. There's a lot of babies out there.
Right.
So they have no photos, no description of a vehicle, no eye color, no weight. They have no idea what this baby is. No fucking clue. So they deny the Amber Alert.
Oh, my God.
The authorities say we're not putting out an Amber Alert for a baby. Be on the lookout for a baby, period.
I mean, look
with no information.
Anything suspicious with somebody with a baby? That seems right.
That would seem logical to me, right? I thought the same thing. So this guy is like, what the fuck? He doesn't accept it. He goes, bullshit. He starts calling anybody he knows that might have more power and go above this person's head, basically. Anybody, do you know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who can help me out here? Because he knows the baby's a month premature, and who knows if this baby's injured, if this baby's dying, if this baby needs medical attention.
It's a great point, too.
At 5 p.m., he calls a congressman at his house. He somehow gets a hold of someone who knows a congressman, they call this congressman, and that's when shit starts to move. They start to, the congressman calls somebody, they call somebody.
Right.
So as this is going on, multiple agencies begin to converge here. The FBI, Missouri State Highway Patrol, St. Joseph Police Department, Kansas Bureau of Investigation, Computer Forensics Unit. Everybody shows up at this fucking house. It is a mob scene there.
At the congressman's house.
No. At the murder house.
Oh, okay, good.
The crime scene. Yeah, what the hell does he need people there for?
Right.
He just makes a phone call.
That's my point. What the fuck?
He swirled his scotch around in his ice once and made a phone call. He didn't.
Why are you guys all here?
Yeah, I'm not doing anything. What do you want me to do about it? So at this point, too, as we'll talk about, word starts to spread in the town.
Yeah.
Because this is a gossipy little town.
Sure.
So now the street's going to be packed with the whole town basically coming to gawk at some point, too. So that's not helpful at all. At 6 p.m., investigators discover something crucial. Now, as they were walking through the house, they noticed the home computer sitting there. And then 2004, the PC with the monitor. Yeah. It's got its own table, and, that's the computer area back then,
It's got a rack for that tower.
Oh, yeah, CDs next to it and shit like that, with fucking programs and discs and stuff. So then at one point that they start to realize that computer might be helpful. We don't know if she goes online or not or what's going on. So they said if she goes online, this could be very helpful for us. So they discover recent communications with someone calling themselves Darlene Fisher from Fairfax, Missouri.
Well done.
Yeah, not bad at all here. So they found that they explored a chat room, and they found a mention of a woman from Fairfax who was supposed to meet that day with Bobby Joe. So he typed in a keyword for Fairfax and an internet conversation between Happy Haven Farms at hotmail.com and ex-gringo at hotmail.com and Fisher for Kids at Hotmail popped up.
Yeah. So
the Happy Haven belonged to Bobby Joe. The Fisher for Kids address belonged to a woman identified as Darlene Fisher. So they looked at these conversations where the woman talked about her 4 kids, her need to get out of the chat room and into the kitchen to make supper for the children, and chatting about her plans to drop by Bobby Joe's house for puppies. So they were like, did Fisher 4 Kids do this? What the hell's going on?
What a crazy accidental name.
Yeah, that is weird as fuck. Yeah. They were like, is this a part of it? Like, what is this some weird clue? So that's when they find all this. Now, they finally trace the IP address linked to the Fisher for Kids Hotmail account.
Sure.
And they locate it to Malvern, Kansas. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, by the way, while they're looking through this, other members of the Ratter Chatter community raise suspicions about Lisa Montgomery's behavior in there, history of faking pregnancies and all that kind of shit. So the document highlights that members of Ratter Chatter became suspicious of her, noting her history of bullshit, basically, sending handmade quilts to someone she claimed was expecting twins and all this type of weird shit that she does, basically. So when they're looking up everything, they find all this ongoing conversations between these two Fisher for Kids. They trace the IP address to Malvern, like I said, traced to a dial-up internet service.
Yeah.
And the phone number linked to that account is registered to Kevin Montgomery with a physical address of 32419 South Adams Road, Malvern, Kansas, 175 miles away.
Here we go.
So now they have Lisa Montgomery and an address.
Mm-hmm.
Something to go on. So they look into her background.
Yeah.
They find out she's 36, she's married, mother of 4, history of false pregnancies, allegedly underwent a tubal ligation in 1990.
Oh.
Currently claiming to be pregnant, and also drives a red Toyota Corolla, which is the exact car they're looking for.
We got a lot of talking to do with that gal.
Yeah. So then the neighbor comes forward, who, remember, was going to stop by and didn't want to be a pest.
Yeah.
He said, I saw a dirty red Toyota at Bobby Joe's house parked the wrong way. It had Kansas plates. Does that mean anything? So it's at this point at 9 p.m., FBI agents are dispatched to Malvern, Kansas, and surveillance begins on the Montgomery home that night.
Because that is a different house in a different state, and that's a problem for her.
That's a huge problem.
Yeah.
So now 11:45 p.m., after hours of fucking the wheels of shit turning, the wheels of government turning slowly, the first ever Amber Alert for an unseen child is issued nationwide.
They did it.
They got it issued at 11:45 p.m. Yeah, it's like, what do we just say? It's a fucking baby. If you see a baby and a red car and some suspicious shit, call somebody. That's it. It's easy to prove if it's your baby or not. You know what I mean?
Right.
Super easy.
And the problem is that first 48 is so crucial. In the first 48 hours, anybody can be dead so fast.
Yes, and especially a premature baby.
Right.
I mean, this is like you're chasing a Fabergé egg that people are playing fucking toss with back and forth.
Yeah. We have no idea how viable this child is at the moment.
It's crazy. No. So earlier in that evening, Lisa Montgomery drove home with the newborn in the car. And at 5:15 p.m., the evening of the 16th, while all this FBI craziness is going on and while they're finding ratter chatter and all that kind of shit, Lisa calls her husband from a Long John Silver's parking lot in Topeka.
Nice.
All class. The old Long John.
Is so good, though.
The old LJS. I love those fried clams.
Yeah?
Rubbery little fuck. Yeah, I love a fried clam. They're so fucking good.
The chicken was the best.
God, oh, man.
That fish is god-awful.
I'll eat some trash Long John Silver's. I don't give a fuck. I'll eat it.
The hush puppies, get out of my life. It's so good.
So she calls her husband from the parking lot. It's on Southwest 6th Avenue. She told him, I went to Topeka to do some shopping. Well, I went into labor in the middle of running errands. Weird, right?
Needed some horsey sauce or whatever the shit is in here.
I don't know. I thought, actually, she thought she was giving birth. Then she said, I just ate Long John Silver's. Never mind. I'm okay. So she said,
a fucking cocktail on my lap.
She said she'd rushed to the Birth and Women's Center where little Abigail was born.
Okay.
So, he was so excited. He was thrilled. So this was his first daughter. He had 3 boys from the previous marriage.
Oh.
It's his first daughter. He's super excited, jacked basically here. So he gets the kids in the car. He has 2 of her 4 are at home. So they pile in the car, and I think it's Desiree and Kayla. It's the 2 daughters. And he says, your mom had a baby. So they start going. She sits in the Long John Silver's parking lot. She called the minister at her church. And she said, I had the baby. Can you believe it? Isn't it great? She told the preacher about the labor pains that took her by surprise. And she said, as soon as her husband gets to Topeka, she and the baby are going home. And I'll bring the baby by the church soon so you can see it.
Yeah.
Here comes Kevin pulling into the parking lot. Couldn't be happier. He rushes over, fucking picks the baby up, and it's his new daughter, and they all settle into the cab of the pickup truck and fucking take off, right? He couldn't be happier. The 2 older kids, the senior in high school, hopped into mom's car and drove while they drove in the truck, the parents with the baby. Okay? So, he's so funny, though. Kevin, I had the baby. I went into labor while shopping.
Nice.
I'm at the law. Yeah. She said I'm at the birthing center in Topeka. Can you come pick us up? I'm in the Long John Silver's parking lot across the street. Which usually when you have a baby, within an hour they go, fuck out of here and go hang out in the fast food fucking parking lot over there for a while. I don't have
a ride. Long John's is right there, lady. You'll be all right.
You'll be fine. Call somebody from there. You'll be cool. Wow. So he doesn't care. He just rushes right over there. He arrived at 6 p.m. And she said, I already named her. So
you don't have to bother. Yeah.
She said her name's Abigail from the Bible. Mm-hmm. There you go. Baby's wrapped in nice, clean blankets. Small cut near her eye, but that, figure she scratched herself here. 7 p.m., they return home. She's sitting in the living room holding the baby with everyone around, cooing and eyeing and everything else here. Desiree is using her cell phone to take pictures of the baby. Oh, my God, this is so cute.
It happened, yeah.
Kevin breaks out his RCA camcorder.
Here we go.
To record the whole thing. I mean, unbelievable. So they prepared a makeshift bed for the infant and settled her in for the night. And then she sits down at her computer and emails the youngest of her daughters, who was living, because it was the other kid who was living with a family friend in Alabama because of problems they had with each other.
Sure.
She announces the birth and attaches a photo. This is Abigail. Now, at 12:45 a.m. that night, Atchison County, Kansas police spot a dirty red Toyota Corolla and give chase, but then lose it.
Yeah.
They lose the car. They couldn't get the car. The fucking car escaped. It's not her, though.
Oh.
They chased somebody else who was doing something bad in a red Corolla, and they escaped.
And they outran them.
Yeah. So they think, there went the baby, is what they're thinking the whole time.
Right.
Why else would they run? So December 17th, the next morning, Lisa takes the baby to the pastor, to Mike Wheatley's, for a blessing. Bless this baby, would you? Then they go to the Whistle Stop Cafe, where she shows off Abigail to Kathy, the owner, and Kathy says, "What the hell are you doing out here?" And now the pastor and his wife noticed a little scratch on the baby, but they figured she cut herself with her fingernail. They also saw a tiny bruise on the back of her hand, but they didn't seem out of place. The kid just tumbled out of a vagina. Anything could have happened. You don't know what was in there. It could have been like a tricycle off to the side or something you hit your hand on. So yeah, they also couldn't understand why the infant's head was not at all misshapen from
why is it not a cone
coming out of the birth canal? Because she said it was a natural birth, but I guess you're lucky you got a round-headed baby. So then Kevin, Lisa, and little baby Abigail went down to the county clerk's office after that.
All right.
Absolutely. They showing off the birth and talking about that and, all that shit.
Get her fucking birth certificate. Let's go.
The next stop was her ex-husband and stepbrother Carl's house.
Why?
They're in a custody dispute. This makes no sense. Now, Carl has a new wife named Vanessa, and this, I guess they live, they rent a house from Lisa's mother, Judy, who's also his stepmother. So this is a mess.
Wow.
Now, they pulled in. The reason they showed up is because Carl's been saying, "You're not really pregnant. You're not really pregnant. You had your tubes tied, and I'll prove it to everybody." Now she shows up and goes, "What do you think of that, asshole?"
Deal with that. Yeah.
That's right. So Vanessa, the wife, pulled Kevin aside and said, "Is this really your baby? Like, what's going on?" And Kevin said, "Yeah, of course it is."
Right.
She says, "Are you sure Lisa didn't buy it somewhere or steal it from someone?"
Oh.
Which is a lot. So Kevin's like, "What are you fucking talking about?" And he doesn't even, he just turns to Lisa and said, "It's time to go now. We're getting the fuck out of here." So then they went back to their home. Now Judy lives just outside of town of where her ex lived, but they don't take the baby to Judy's house to visit.
No.
They probably thought she would, give it booze or get it molested or something. So they said, "No go there." So Judy was surprised by a phone call from one of her friends who worked at the courthouse, small town.
Yep.
The woman said, "Hey, congratulations, your grandma." And Judy said, quote, "Yeah, right. She either stole it or bought it."
Everybody's saying it.
Yep. So Lisa posts photos online, meet Abigail, all of her friends congratulate her. You post your new baby, you get hundreds of likes on that kind of shit. That'll do it all up. So in the meantime, the cops are fucking hunting for this baby.
Right.
This is insane. They, by the way, looked everywhere. They looked in every dumpster in town. They looked in every creek and river and everywhere else to make sure this baby wasn't dumped. They would look if there was discarded trash on the side of the road. They'd stop and look at it, make sure it wasn't a baby, because it's newborn's tiny.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Every bridge they'd stop and look over to see if they could see a baby. It's crazy. So now word spreads about this. Cheryl Hudson, who is Becky Harper, Bobby Joe's mother's close friend from high school, is working at Walmart, and her shift ends. On the way out, one of the greeters at the door stops to tell her about, "Did you hear what happened in Skidmore?" I don't know the person's name, but did you hear some lady got her killed and her baby cut out of her? So this woman, as she's driving home from Walmart, started thinking about all the pregnant women she knew in town, and only one matched the age, and only one was that pregnant, and that's Bobby Joe.
Uh-oh.
So that's her. She's very good friends with her mother. So she's like, "Oh my God." So she drove past Bobby Joe's house to make sure it wasn't her. And she drove past and saw its crime scene tape and every fucking law enforcement agency that exists around there. So she's like, oh, my God, this is fucking horrible. Then word spread to the local media. Everybody's gossiping. And then here it comes. So they ended up having to seal off the entire end of the street going to the dead end.
Keep people the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they couldn't let people on the street. So December 14th, or December 17th, 2004, 5:30 p.m., FBI Special Agent Mickey Roberts and Detective Randy Strong of the Maryville Public Safety Committee, or whatever it was, public safety thing, arrive at Lisa and Kevin's house, and they knock on the door. Kevin answers the door.
Yeah.
Because, people come and paying their visits and all that. These two, the FBI agent and the other guy, past Kevin with the door open, see Lisa sitting on the couch holding a baby, watching TV. What's on TV? Coverage of the fucking Amber Alert and this missing baby, and people giving interviews crying and all this shit. And she's there holding the baby. Holding the baby. So the FBI agent says, Mr. Montgomery, we're investigating the murder of a woman in Missouri and the kidnapping of her baby. Kevin says, okay, how can we help?
Here. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you need? And the FBI agent said, is that your child? And Lisa says, yes, I just gave birth yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And they say, where? And she said, at a birthing center in Topeka.
Yeah.
And so the detective thinks the baby just looks real settled to be there for a day, and it's just real weird. They said Lisa doesn't look like she just gave birth yesterday either. She doesn't even look like she drank last night or anything. Like, she looks fine.
She looks very, very well rested.
Yeah. They said, okay, could we just see the discharge papers and we'll be out of your hair then?
Uh-huh.
So Kevin goes to his truck to look for them, and he can't find them.
Right.
Now, that's when Lisa says, quote, actually, I gave birth at home. We couldn't afford the birthing center.
Okay.
They said, okay, well, who helped you? Get us some witnesses. Get us somebody to corroborate this. She said, 2 friends, but they weren't here. They were available by phone.
Uh-huh.
So she had somebody over the phone directing her through giving birth, through delivering her own child.
Dropped a baby on the living room floor?
Yeah, that's,
okay.
Wow. Just her own, she delivered her own child. So they said, what did you do with the placenta?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a good question.
Yeah.
She said, I threw it in the creek.
Oh, boy.
Which is what you do with a placenta, obviously. Yeah. Some people eat it. I think the don't Jewish people they bury the foreskin, not that. The different people's, but not throw it in the creek as
fish
never heard that one before. Yeah, never heard that one before. So then the FBI agent says, I'd like to speak to you privately, to Lisa. Yeah. Now they get away from Kevin, and now he starts pressing her. And she goes, okay, well, yeah, that was a lie, but this is true. But then that was a lie. But then, okay, fine, this happened.
Why would you lie about what's going on?
That's what I mean. Her story is unraveling.
Yeah.
And then finally, she just spits it out and says, quote, the baby isn't mine. I killed Bobby Joe and took her baby.
God dang.
Okay, and cuffs go on you super quick.
Great job, investigator. His instincts were right on.
Oh, yeah. He knew. So 7:45 p.m., the baby's taken into protective custody and rushed to the hospital for evaluation. She's approximately 36 weeks of gestational age, which is fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine to have a baby then. 5 pounds, 11 ounces. Again.
Not bad, yeah.
Fine. That's later than and weighs more than when my daughter was born. So
no kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. We were in the neonatal unit and all that. My ex-wife had preeclampsia. So
I was like 6'12", 6'8", I think.
I was 8 something.
Are you?
I was chubby.
Big fucker. Yeah.
I was a chubby kid though. I was a fat kid till I was 13.
Tiny little shit.
They said small laceration above the eye. Otherwise, completely healthy and uninjured.
Wow.
Baby is perfectly fine. Couldn't be more perfect. That day, DNA testing confirms the baby is Bobby Joe and Zeb's daughter and not Lisa's.
Oh.
That day, December 19th, Zeb finally gets to hold his daughter.
Oh, poor bastard.
This poor, yeah. How do you even feel about that?
Oh, man.
I mean, good, obviously, but then horrible because your wife just died. It's horrifying. I don't even know.
And this baby survived the most traumatic thing.
Oh, my God. Couldn't be more traumatic. He names her Victoria Joe, as Bobby Joe had wanted to begin with. And It's crazy. It's wild. Now, a relative of his said that the recovery of this baby at least was something positive of that they could cry tears of joy for.
Sure.
They said it just makes us so happy. So Lisa down at the police station.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. She's already admitted it. Now she's just got to fill in the blanks here.
Shoosh.
And here's her quotes. She said, "I've been telling people I was pregnant since April. My ex-husband was trying to get custody of my kids. He said he'd tell the court I was lying about being pregnant." You could have just not lied about being pregnant. That would have been solved all of these problems.
Right.
You could have adopted a child. There's plenty of kids out there that need adopting. You could have done all sorts of shit to get a baby, but this was not the way to do it. So she said, "I found Bobby Joe online. She was pregnant, due in January. I pretended to be pregnant too. We talked online for months." She said, "I studied how to do C-sections."
What?
This is sick. She said, "On animals, online videos, medical websites, I knew what to do." Dude. She said, quote, "I went to her house. We looked at puppies. She was so nice. When she turned around, I strangled her with the rope. I thought she was dead. I cut her open, but she woke up. She fought me. I had to strangle her again, harder." She said, "The baby came out easily. She was crying. She was healthy. I clamped the cord like I learned, cleaned her face. She was perfect. I'm sorry. I just wanted a baby. I needed a baby."
Oh, my God.
Dude, that's like, you got to sit there like, dude, what do you even say?
Listen to that from her? No.
She's obviously sick in the fucking head. There's obviously something wrong with her.
Lurch across the table and just strangle her.
At the same time, you want to put her in like a glass container and look at her like a science experiment. Like, what the hell's going on with this person? Wow. So, they found out her planning. She spent hours studying C-sections online, watched veterinary videos of animal C-sections, researched home birth procedures, studied images of newborns to understand immediate post-birth appearance as well, what they're supposed to look like.
Yeah.
She purchased a home birthing kit online. She bought sharp kitchen knives, acquired medical clamps for umbilical cords, prepared blankets, towels, and baby clothes all in her car, in her trunk, all ready to go, and installed a car seat in her Toyota Corolla as well.
Yeah.
To get sicker.
Yeah.
December 16th wasn't the first time she came to the fucking house.
What?
She came the day before to do a practice run. She drove
through
175 miles in each direction to do a practice, just to get the route down.
Miles.
Yep. She studied the route, timed the route, and locates the house, noted the isolation, the lack of traffic cameras, nobody outside,
she did almost
empty streets.
800 miles in 2 days.
In 2 days.
Wow.
And gave birth to a baby. She's got a lot of stamina. No, that's crazy. So the town, much like it had 3 years ago when the one kid disappeared, the 20-year-old, and McElroy and Wendy goes fucking nuts. They're like, why us? Why us again?
What is going on here?
This is way too many murders for a town with 250 people in it. That's crazy shit. News vans lined in Main Street. And Main Street is just a few little businesses. It's not a big thing here.
Right.
Reporters are knocking on every door. It's huge. It's a big story, obviously. So, man, it's wild. They take they undo the crime scene at the house, but Zeb does not move back in there with the baby.
No, he can't.
No, he can't. No. It's crazy. One of the people who lives near there, a neighbor, said it's almost unbelievable that right under your nose something so terrible can be happening. Yeah. And this person went on to say they were kids in the neighborhood, nice young kids. She's just a real nice girl, real pretty, quiet, and reserved. Talking about Bobby Joe. Now, the community does rally around Zeb. They feel bad for him. He is pure victim in this.
Yeah.
I mean,
poor guy.
Now he's a 22-year-old single father with no mother. Like, that's rough. So they, and I mean that because guys at 22 are not ready to take care of a child all by themselves. We don't have the natural instincts for it, and we need some maturity before we're going to be good at that. So they have fundraisers for the care of the baby. They have meal trains that last month, people bringing them dishes all the time and things, and offers to babysit, to help, to hang out with him. I mean, he's got all the help he could possibly want. The whole town is at his disposal, which is nice, but he doesn't have a wife is the problem.
Right.
And basically now his daughter's birthday is also the anniversary of Bobby Joe's murder.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Which isn't fun at all here.
No.
Now, they talked to some of Lisa's relatives, and a lot of them say that they believe she was pregnant. They thought she was pregnant.
Really?
Yeah. Her parents, Kevin's parents, Joy and Roger Montgomery, they said they never doubted it. For a second, they said they never doubted their daughter-in-law's pregnancy 3 years ago when she said she had a miscarriage or whatever, a stillborn. And, even though they had been told that it wasn't possible, they thought maybe it's possible. Joy Montgomery, Kevin's mom, said, I just thought she was stirring up trouble. She thought maybe she wasn't pregnant. Who knows? So December 22nd, 2004 is the funeral for Bobby Joe. It is closed casket, as you might imagine. Zeb just put a picture of Bobby Joe on top, all pregnant and happy and smiling. Sure. So Becky Harper, Bobby Joe's mother, is just sedated through the whole thing. She's like half out of it, as they do a lot of times at funerals for shit like that. If you go to a kid's funeral, their parents are sedated for sure, or else they'd be losing their fucking mind. So in court here, Lisa goes to court, and she didn't look up at all as they read the charges. She just kept her big glasses, head down type of thing. Didn't want any part of it. So her attorneys told the court that their client would not surrender her right to oppose moving the case immediately to federal court where the charges were filed, because the charges are filed in federal court, but then they have her in a state court being arraigned.
Sure.
Her attorneys demanded a preliminary and identity hearing in Kansas. Federal law allows for such hearings when a defendant is arrested in one state and prosecuted in another. So that's how this goes. In a filing in U.S. District Court in Kansas City, the Deputy U.S. Attorney Mike Whitworth asked a judge to keep Montgomery in custody because she's a danger to the community and a flight risk, obviously. He said this case involves an act of extreme violence. Further, defendant is now charged with the offense of kidnapping resulting in death, which carries a maximum sentence of life without parole or death.
Okay.
Spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office said no decision had been made as to whether or not the prosecutors would seek the death penalty. They said that comes down from above, and we don't know. Now, Lisa's kids, the courts grant custody of Lisa's 4 children to Carl. Obviously, it's their dad, so that makes sense. Kevin wanted them all to stay with him.
Really?
Yeah, I don't understand. They're not my kids. That's crazy. 3 of the kids chose to live with Carl. They chose to go with Carl, but the oldest, Desiree, elected to stay with Kevin in Melbourne to finish her senior year in high school.
Okay.
She didn't want to be uprooted. She continued managing the basketball team, and she got good grades. The student body was nice to her also. They didn't make fun of her and call her a piece of shit. They actually, they treated her like a victim herself. Like, you poor thing. Yeah. Which is nice. I mean, she's a teenager. She doesn't know. She can't help this shit. After the school year ended, she remained in Melbourne and attended college in Emporia, and the community raised money for her to go to college and shit.
Nice.
Nice people. So now in jail, Lisa was taken. She's in Leavenworth is where she's being held after a while.
Yikes, really?
She is removed from suicide watch. She was out of her cell on recreation time. She was on suicide watch. Then they took her off of it. Then she's going out for rec time in the yard when a jailer searches her cell. In it, he found a letter indicating that she's been stockpiling medications and is going to kill herself.
Okay.
So they search her cell again and find hidden prescription drugs. Also seized from her cell were correspondence and other documents, including a letter to her daughter Desiree that had a strong suicidal theme, quote unquote. So the U.S. Marshal's office turned over all those papers to the judge, and all of that. So the public defender that she has at this point argued successfully that some of the documents should be withheld from prosecution since they fell under attorney-client privilege.
Yeah.
Now, they couldn't conceal the medications or prevent the outcome of the discovery. A psychiatrist ordered Lisa back on suicide watch. She's put in a private cell in the medical unit. She had to wear the suicide blanket and all that shit, as we've seen that. All of her belongings were removed from her possession, and she had to be watched at all times. They said after she was moved, she cried for an hour without stopping.
Oh.
But, I mean, you could not kill people. But, I mean, Christ, her life was so fucked. You don't even know where her decision-making could possibly be. Like, her brain is... I mean, before any of the thing even happened to her, she had fetal fucking alcohol syndrome, which is rough.
That's true, too. Yeah. She's been pimped out and gangbanged by her stepfather.
Disgusting. And her
up.
mother's fine with it.
Ugh.
So trial comes up, and it's a federal trial with the death penalty on the table.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, she's charged with federal kidnapping resulting in death, which is a capital offense, and across state lines, so it's federal jurisdiction. She took the baby with her.
Yeah.
The prosecutor said this crime is so heinous, so beyond comprehension, that the death penalty is not only appropriate but necessary. Mm-hmm. Now, the defense team is a fucking disaster.
Why?
Well, there's Frederick Duchart, whatever you say his fucking last name, is a Missouri lawyer with some problems here. He's had multiple clients sentenced to death.
Oh, uh-oh.
Multiple. Not good. Which a lot.
He's not good at this.
If you try 20 death penalty cases, you're going to get some people sentenced to death, but you're also going to get some people not. So this guy.
Yeah.
That's her one lawyer. Her other lawyer is David Owen, who's never handled a capital case before. So
this is good.
Crack squad she's got here. Now, Duchart, the one guy, represented at least 4 of 7 of Missouri's federal death row inmates. More than any other U.S. defense lawyer.
Is that right?
He's got that's a brag. I got the most people sitting on federal death row of any lawyer in this country. Wow. With consistent criticisms of ineffective assistance of counsel. That's always the appeal point here. One case, a guy named Wesley Perkey, this lawyer omitted critical details about the defendant's background of abuse and mental illness, and he got sentenced to death anyway. So... 3 of his cases reaching appeals involved claims of ineffective assistance of counsel. The judge adds another lawyer to the team.
Oh?
A death penalty lawyer. They're like, okay, you suck at this and you've never done this before. I'm giving you one more who's good at it. How's that?
Yeah.
Her name, Judy Clark. She's brought in. She has successfully gotten 3 very famous clients not the death penalty.
Oh, who's that?
Susan Smith, who drowned all her kids, Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, and Eric Rudolph, who turned out the Olympic bomber.
The bomber,
And I believe he was involved in Oklahoma City, too, as well in that whole mix.
So. Or at least influenced
Wasn't he a part of those? I thought he was a part of that group. Not involved in the actual crime, but a part of the whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I thought that he was just influenced by the guy.
Maybe, that's possible. So this is also a female lawyer as well, and she builds a bond with Lisa pretty quick. Lisa tells her about her childhood shit. She didn't tell the other lawyers about it. They don't really know too much about it. They know the basics, but they don't know the details. So she finds that. Now, Duchart, though, the other lawyer, doesn't like this lawyer.
No?
No. I mean, doesn't want the spotlight stolen, I guess.
Yeah.
So... he secretly petitions the judge to have her removed, and the judge agrees.
Why?
Which that should be the client's choice, not the other lawyer's choice.
She's good at this. You're not.
So this lawyer is now banned from seeing Lisa. Not allowed to by law to go see her. Now, the defense strategy, this is their strategy after they get rid of a lawyer who knows how to do this. First, they claimed that Lisa's brother Tommy killed Bobby Joe.
Okay, so they offer alternate theories.
Problem is Tommy has as airtight an alibi as one could have because he was literally meeting with his parole officer at the time.
Somewhere else with
already in the system.
Yeah,
already in the system, babe. Not going to work. Second, they just claimed that she didn't commit the crime. That's crazy. No. But she confessed in horrifying detail to the crime.
Real fast.
And then finally, they decide on an insanity defense, pseudocysis, I think. It's pseudo and then CYESIS. It's a false pregnancy delusion, meaning she actually thought she was pregnant.
Okay.
The problem is this is like they only figure this out a week before trial, that's going to be their strategy, which is not a lot of time to set up a strategy like that. So that's their thing, though. Also, this doesn't really line up with the facts because to have that, you have to actually think you're pregnant and be delusional about it. She knew she was lying the whole fucking time. So it's interesting. By the way, that defense really pissed off the Montgomery family, the rest of like the husband's friends, family and all that, which they stopped cooperating as much with the defense at that point because they didn't like that. Mm-hmm. So here's the witnesses. Zeb obviously has to testify. He says, Bobby Joe was my everything. We were building a life together, a family. She was so excited about the baby. She had the nursery perfect, little pink outfits all folded and ready. That morning, she kissed me goodbye like always. She said she loved me, said she'd see me after work. I never saw her alive again. My daughter's birthday is the worst day of my life.
Oh, my God.
That is, just give her a new birthday. You can just say fucking June 1st. I don't know, man. What, just pick a day. It doesn't matter.
Some other day in December. Fuck.
Who cares? Yeah, Halloween now. Isn't that fun? Yay. Yeah. Party every year. So Kevin, the husband, Kevin Montgomery testifies, and he says, quote, I believed her. He said, why wouldn't I? She was my wife. She wore maternity clothes. Her belly got bigger. She had morning sickness. I don't know. Fuck do I know? I don't think this guy really sweats the details much. No. He's just like, I don't know. She seems fat. What the fuck do I know?
Right.
She seems fat. She goes in the bathroom in the morning. I don't know. Whatever. He goes on to say, when she called and said she had the baby, I was so happy. I rushed to pick them up. The baby was perfect, beautiful. I had no idea at all. He said, that baby wasn't mine to lose, but I lost her anyway. And I found out my wife was, well, I don't know what she is.
Well, I would say a monster.
I mean, honestly, I don't even know what to say here. So, yeah, he says that he didn't think it was strange when his wife called him to say that she'd given birth and asked him to pick her up at a fast food restaurant. He didn't think that was strange. Did Kevin have fetal alcohol syndrome too? What the fuck is happening? He then says, I knew she didn't like hospitals and doctors. But she's having a baby.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck? So he described meeting his wife in the parking lot, and he said, she showed off the newborn all around town, the bank, the courthouse, the diner, the convenience store where she worked, took it to work with her. He also testified about her 2 previously faked pregnancies. The first time, he said she told him she was going to New Mexico to have an abortion, and that's what happened. Yeah. The second time, he said Lisa told him there was something wrong with the baby and she had donated the baby's body to science. What? This guy does not ask a lot of questions.
No.
He'd be a terrible detective. Terrible. So we got to your house. There was blood all over the place, and we found a human leg in your refrigerator.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not mine. I don't know. Could have been something else. I think I know how to make that out of cake. And he'd be like, okay, that sounds reasonable. It's raspberry, not blood. Great. All right. Cross you off the list.
Have you seen that trend on the internet? Is it cake?
Yeah.
Check it. Yeah. It might be.
Might be cake. So Kevin said that a relative told him that Lisa couldn't have any more children because she had a tubal ligation.
Yeah.
Had her tubes tied. This is an adult human man who's over 35 years old.
Boy, is he dopey.
You know what he said? He said, I didn't understand what that term meant. He didn't know what getting your tubes tied meant. A 30-something-year-old
she's not telling
man.
people tubal ligation, right?
No. And even if they were tubes tied, you'd figure it out. I would hope you'd at least ask a follow-up question and connect those two things.
Yeah, I didn't know that's what it was called. That was my guess earlier.
Yeah.
So I guess
you inferred it because you're not a moron. It helps.
Well,
so, he said, we all are sometimes.
Yeah.
He said he became frustrated when Lisa told him not to go to prenatal doctor's appointments. That's not a red flag.
Right.
Lots of women love to go to those by themselves. That's usually how they love to do it.
Don't worry about it.
Wow. But he said that she gained weight and he had no reason to doubt she was pregnant. He also testified that he had nothing to do with the killing. He said he remains married to Lisa. This was fucking 2 years later.
Is that right?
And wore his wedding ring while testifying and said, quote, "Do I love my wife? Yes."
You betcha.
Kevin. Holy shit, Kev. Dude. I mean, nice guy, but for the love of God, Kevin, you have got some real problems here. Holy shit. Now, Kevin's ex-wife, Lori, testified. How great does she feel?
Yeah.
People want their ex's new person to be a nightmare for them. This is like the ultimate nightmare.
Yeah. Married down in comparison to me, for sure.
Yeah, which I think Lisa's down from anybody who's not a murderer at this point.
She's terrible.
So she testified that Lisa had announced 3 fake pregnancies to family and friends in the years leading up to the murder. Wow. Mm-hmm. Whew, man, that is, I thought, it just keeps doing it and telling people. She said that when she heard about Lisa's pregnancy in 2004, her response was, quote, "Here we go again. I didn't believe her."
Yeah.
She said that her former husband has, this is about Kevin, we'll get a little insight here. He has, quote, "poor social skills and is easily manipulated." Yeah. Is he okay? Is he special? What's the fuck is happening? She said that she tried to persuade Kevin to bring Lisa to a doctor so he would realize she wasn't pregnant. An appointment was set up, but Lisa canceled it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Kevin's parents testified, Joy and Roger Montgomery. And they're like, sorry our son is so dumb, but we did this apparently. They said that they went to see the baby when Lisa came home with the baby. They said they never suspected any problems until she got arrested by the FBI the next day, and then there was obviously an issue. They said she was small for being pregnant, but it was explained by saying all of her children were born small, so everybody's different.
Yeah.
Now, Joy also said Kevin's mom said she did fill out some in the face. She's just eating more. She just got fat and it was fine.
Right.
Lisa's son Carl testifies, old Carl Jr. here. He said his mother sometimes said that she had morning sickness and he never doubted she was pregnant. Mm-hmm. Lisa's daughter Desiree comes in here, and she's an adult at this point. She's like 21 years old. She said she bought maternity clothes for her mother and never suspected the pregnancy was a lie. On cross-examination, she said her mother lied about other things and forced her children to cook, clean, and pay for their own clothes. Yes. She's a terrible mother, yes, but I believed her. She said that her mother said in 2003 she was pregnant and suffered a miscarriage. She also said her mother did not work for months after that and spent her time reading and using the computer.
Yeah.
Speaking of the computer,
the
defense's computer expert says that for 3 years, Lisa accessed websites for baby goods or information on pregnancy complications. 3 years she's been doing this for. 3 fucking years. That is terrifying. This guy said that Lisa started using her computer in 2002 to go to baby sites, shopping for diaper bags, pacifiers, and other goods. She's not pregnant, but she's looking to. Wow, I mean there's something mental going on in her head that we don't know what it is. But why would you do that otherwise? You know what I mean? She also studied pregnancy problems. Now, on cross-examination from the state, this expert agreed that weeks before Lisa cut the baby out of Bobby Joe's stomach, the research included had to do with cesarean section deliveries at that point. Ooh. He said Montgomery only spent about 8 minutes at the C-section website. Yeah, what else do you need to see? Cut here. She's looking for a perforated line is all. Where's the line? There it is.
Dot. Yeah.
Yep. So now during the closings here, the prosecutor said this wasn't mental illness. This was evil, pure, calculated evil. Mm-hmm. Verdict comes down and 5 hours of deliberations here.
5 hours.
That's a lot. 5 hours is a good amount of deliberations. That's talking about it at least.
Yeah, I suppose,
that's not open and shut.
Yeah.
I mean, you see, I think we did one last week. It was 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Case closed. I mean, 5 hours of deliberations. They find her guilty of everything.
Guilty of everything.
Guilty of everything.
Yeah.
Which is not surprising.
Yeah.
Now, the same jury is going to immediately, they start the penalty phase, and the same jury decides life without parole or the death penalty.
Okay.
Now, the prosecutorial tactics here, they're trying to go for emotions. Obviously, that's what you do in this situation. They challenged Lisa's portrayal as a devoted mother by questioning her lack of apologies to her children for the devastation she's wrought upon them. Witnesses described her as nurturing, yet the cross-examination exposed inconsistencies like her pregnancy claims and the emotional toll on her family that those caused. Yeah. Now, for mitigating evidence, we have this Frederick Duchart guy who is not good at this, apparently, based on his track record and my opinion. So, he presents some mitigating evidence. He failed to fully investigate, according to her, or present her extensive history of severe childhood trauma, physical tortures, repeated sexual abuse, mental health issues, and PTSD and dissociation that she's had in the past. He offers limited evidence of physical abuse during the penalty phase, they said relying on poorly prepared witnesses, which allowed to the prosecutors to use the term abuse excuse.
Yeah.
They love shit that rhymes, and their abuse excuse, that's what that is.
Yeah.
But if you say her stepfather ritually molested her and sold her to handymen,
Jesus.
It's a little different at that point. You can't go abuse excuse, because people go, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you're taking
reason.
it and summing it up in the worst way.
Yeah, that's Jesus Christ. So the defense expert, renowned neuroscientist, Dr. Holy shit, that's a long name. I'm not going to even attempt it. Villayanor Ramachandran. Okay.
Yep.
He said that Lisa had a dissociative state during the crime where her pseudopsychosis, that's the thinking they're pregnant, delusion propelled her to commit the unthinkable, which was strangling and performing a cesarean section. Which, if she was delusional and thought she was pregnant, why would she need a baby at that point? Right. She'd be shocked when no baby came out, wouldn't she?
Why does she need a baby?
The problem is the court excludes brain imaging evidence from a Dr. Rupert Gurr, determining his PET scan analysis was unreliable due to methodological disputes and lack of direct correlation to pseudopsychosis. Okay. The exclusion nuanced everything and underscored how this lawyer had a hard time getting shit done, basically. And also, there's a lot of standards that it's called the Daubert standards, and it's kind of how they keep forensic shit out of here, forensic psychology specifically, and it doesn't help the defense any. Now, the male attorneys, now she has two dude attorneys, and they say that they're uncomfortable with the sexual abuse details and don't want to really present that.
It feels like that's that. I don't know. That feels like a good reason to not hurt this person in their in their phasing. Of the punishment phase. She's got a lot of problems.
And they use the term abuse excuse before the prosecutors can. They said, this isn't an abuse excuse, just so you know. They had to get it in there. Okay. The defense is a psychiatrist here, renowned neuroscientist, said Lisa Montgomery suffers from pseudopsychosis, a condition where the brain truly believes the body is pregnant. She wasn't lying in her mind. She was pregnant. The trauma of her childhood created a dissociative disorder so severe that she literally could not distinguish reality from delusion.
Okay.
The problem is the prosecutor brings in Park Dietz to rebut that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. They're like, we get the most famous dude we could find.
We got a real good one.
He's going to talk about a conversation with the Iceman when he's done with this. So we're all going to gather around and fucking crisscross applesauce and see what we can do here.
He's so good he diagnosed one of the worst people on the planet to his face.
To his face.
And that guy did not open him.
No, because he knew he was right. He knew that this guy knows what he's doing. Park Dietz says this was not delusion, this was deception. She knew she wasn't pregnant. The evidence she bought supplies, created fake identities, covered her tracks. Delusional people don't hide their delusions. They proclaim them.
Right.
Yeah. And I think she kind of goes in and out of it. I honestly think she might think she's pregnant for a minute in the beginning.
She may, yeah.
And then she just goes, what if I just say I'm pregnant? Because that's what I'm not sure. But the defense also finds bipolar disorder, complex PTSD, dissociative disorder, temporal lobe epilepsy, and brain damage from repeated head trauma from beatings as a child. They had evidence showing an MRI showing structural brain abnormalities. They document her history of 61 moves in 34 years, multiple psychiatric hospitalizations, and testimony from 18 family members about abuse that she suffered.
Yeah.
But none of them testified to the details of the sexual abuse that were that, nasty. The prosecutor's response to this is, quote, millions of people suffer trauma. They don't murder pregnant women and steal their babies.
Right.
That's hard to argue, too. It goes back and forth. So basically, the jury heard she had physical abuse, some sexual abuse that was vaguely mentioned, some mental health issues, and, quote, a difficult childhood. That's basically all the mitigating evidence they present.
That is brutal. That's not good.
No, and there's other stuff that is discovered, by the way, after trial when talking to other people, that there was horrible things that were done to her, some of which were orchestrated by her mother.
Yeah.
She was had been urinated on after being raped before and stuff like that. Mother held a gun to her head when she found her having sex with being raped by her stepfather. Okay. Now the judge says, quote, the court finds that the aggravating factors substantially outweigh any mitigating factors. The defendant showed a callous disregard for human life. The crime was committed in an especially heinous, cruel, and depraved manner. You, ma'am, may fuck off. Death penalty.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that a lot. We're not, like I said, we're not huge death penalty people to begin with because they just fuck up all the time. But this lady, I think she's pretty fucked in the head here.
I think she was fucked from jump. I mean, you can't, I don't think.
And this might be, no. And this might be us too.
Sick. Yeah.
I don't know. Like I've said this before. I'm not sure if this is like sexist or not, but as a guy, I don't like killing women. You know what I mean? I don't like when criminals do it. I don't like when the state does. It's just weird to me.
I don't like when they sign up to punch each other in boxing events.
I don't even like that. No, I don't even like that. I don't even like foxy boxing.
Yeah.
Stop. Yeah, I don't want any of that shit. Never mind like UFC and stuff. I'm like, God, ladies, calm down. Don't hit each other. I don't know what it is. Like I said, maybe that's misogynist or whatever, but that's how I feel. I'm uncomfortable executing women. Sorry. There's some advantages to sexism, I guess, and that's one of them is I don't want to execute you, even though I don't think I'm
She's so sick, too. It's like she didn't have a fucking chance. She married her stepbrother twice.
She, right from birth, physical problems. Never mind all the rest of the shit. I don't know if a fetal alcohol syndrome brain can overcome all that shit, or maybe they can, or I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I just don't know. A juror speaking anonymously later said the pictures of Bobby Joe was what was done to her. We couldn't get past that. Mental illness or not, she knew what she was doing. She planned it. She did it. She has to pay for it.
Yeah.
Now, she goes to death row in the Federal Medical Center in Carswell in Fort Worth, Texas here. She is the only woman on federal death row.
Is that right?
Just her. That's it.
Oh, boy.
So she does some appeals here. We'll get through these here. Ineffective assistance of counsel is number one.
Yeah.
Basically, the problem is that I guess during the first appeal she did, she defended his performance. Mm-hmm. Okay, but it was criticized by every lawyer ever, like that he did a shit job is what they were all saying. The ACLU labeled him the lawyer who keeps. Oh no, that's journalist. His nickname became the lawyer who keeps losing.
The little lawyer who couldn't.
It's like the basketball player who shoots air balls. That might as well be your name. Like, that's a terrible fucking thing to be.
The quarterback
Holy
who
shit.
kicks.
Yeah. The quarterback who can't take a snap. So they said that, a lot of his clients that got death penalties had potential mitigating factors that he didn't explore real well. He just didn't really believe in that much, that you need to put up a case for that. So later on in these appeals process, they come up with more mitigation evidence. They get 40 witnesses and expert evaluations, but this is only presented in the post-conviction appeals.
Sure.
That's the problem. New lawyers uncover shit that the jury never heard. Testimony from the cousin, who's the deputy she told about the abuse. They didn't have him come to the trial and talk at the penalty phase. He came and testified that she's not making this up. She told me this when she was 14. This was going on. School records showing signs of severe neglect, medical records documenting injuries consistent with rape and beatings from her childhood, and affidavits from 40 plus family members and friends about the abuse. The problem is the legal system. You can use this to say that your lawyer was ineffective, but that's it. You can't use it as actual. They won't go, your lawyer was effective, but you do have mitigators, so we're going to decide not to put you there. The legal system doesn't allow new evidence after conviction unless it's to prove actual innocence, not to mitigate shit.
Yeah.
So she has multiple appeals. 2011, her direct appeal is denied. 2012, Supreme Court denies her petition. 2016, habeas corpus petition filed with new evidence of abuse. That's what we just talked about, all the different people. 2018, that's denied. 2019, all of her final appeals are exhausted.
Oh, boy.
Now, her appeals points generally are that prosecutors accused her of faking mental illness, noting that her killing was premeditated and used meticulous planning. But they said that extensive brain scans and testing supported the diagnosis of mental illness. Her appeals lawyer said that the issue is at the core of legal arguments are not whether she knew the killing was wrong in 2004, but whether she fully grasps why she's being slated to be executed now. Okay. The district judge, who had halted her execution for a stay before this, basically he halts the stay, then that gets overturned. But he cites defense experts who alleged that she suffered from depression and all the personality problems. The judge wrote also that suffered around the time of the killing from an extremely rare condition called pseudocyesis, in which a woman's false belief that she's pregnant triggers hormonal and physical changes as if she were pregnant, and she also experiences delusions and hallucinations, believing God spoke with her through connect the dot puzzles. Wow.
Oh,
everybody,
my God.
Everybody knows God speaks to you through Sudoku, first of all. So don't even try it with this connect the dot shit. We know that. Only the jumble. Wow. God communicates through the jumble, and that's it.
Oh, my God.
So the government acknowledged the mental issues, but it disputes that she can't comprehend that she's scheduled for execution for killing another person because of these problems. So she gets it stayed, her execution. We'll talk about it, and then it gets put back on. Okay. Because July 2020, federal executions resume after a 17-year hiatus.
17 years.
Of no federal executions. It was 2003 they stopped those.
Okay.
October 16th, 2020, Lisa Montgomery's execution is scheduled for December 8th, 2020.
What day do they schedule it?
October 16th for December 8th. I think you only have to give them 20 days notice.
Gave them 6 weeks. That's pretty good.
That's not bad. Now, there's a campaign for Lisa to not get executed, not to let her out, not execute
just don't
her.
kill her. Yeah.
Over 1,000 prosecutors from around the country sign a letter opposing this execution.
Yeah, she's got so many issues. We can't do this. This looks bad.
Not defense attorneys.
No.
Prosecutors.
The ones that try to get these convictions. Every
mental health organization files briefs going, dude, she's got serious shit wrong with her.
She exhibited mental health issues as a child with her lying. She's got problems.
Yep. Multiple anti-trafficking groups argue that she was a victim. She's being sex trafficked by her fucking parents. She's was as victimized as you could be. Yeah. And even the UN human rights experts try to intervene here. Meanwhile, she is in her cell crocheting angels and Christmas tree ornaments and elaborate nativity scenes with angels all over them. That's what she's doing in jail that whole year. They said on Christmas Eve, her attorneys called her to say that a judge in Washington had ruled that a new execution date for her couldn't even be scheduled until January at the earliest. Then she'd have the legally required 20 days notice of that new date, according to the ruling from a D.C. district judge. They said it wasn't clear how much of this Lisa really understood. This person said her connection with reality is fairly tenuous. They said especially under the stress of what she's going through right now, one of her lawyers said. So she's not real great.
Her death date is pre-Christmas.
December 8th, 2020 is execution day, but it's delayed, not for legal reasons, because both of her lawyers caught bad cases of COVID after visiting her on death row that week.
Oh, dang.
So they have to delay it because her lawyers aren't able to file things that they're supposed to be filing.
Yeah.
January 1st, 2021, a new execution date of January 12th, 2021 is set. Okay. Now, January 11th, a judge grants a stay for a competency evaluation. So the night before.
Yeah.
That happens. Then the federal government appealed that ruling to the D.C. Court of Appeals. And in their notice of appeal, they said that quote, Montgomery received ample notice of her execution date and will not suffer irreparable harm from the bare procedural violation she alleges. It's pretty funny to use the words not suffer irreparable harm, so let's kill her. She's not suffering irreparable harm. Let's kill her. That's reparable.
Let's do something completely irreparable.
So, this is fucking crazy. So they said the people, her lawyers say the federal government broke the law. Judge Moss ruled in hustling to set a new execution date for January 12th while the stay of execution is still in place. Because there is a federal stay of execution that the government just steamrolls and says we don't have to do that. So January 12th in the afternoon, the appeals court vacates the stay. They say, no more stay. We're executing you today. January 12th in the evening, another judge grants a new stay.
What the fuck is going on?
Okay. Now, here's an article from the, I believe, Kansas City Star here. It's an editorial about public opinion on the case.
Yeah.
And they say a few Star readers have written to say that she should be put to death regardless of her illness or history. One man said he'd love to kill her himself, and a woman said that since Oprah Winfrey was abused as a child and yet has refrained from cutting anyone open, Montgomery should have been able to do the same. A man who works in mental health said that if she really had turned to Jesus, then she would have never have done what she did.
Okay.
The vast majority of readers who responded to stories about the case, though, said they oppose Montgomery's execution. They said they were praying for her, wanted to write to her, and wanted to know who to call to express their support for clemency, which would mean she'd spend the rest of her life in prison. Yeah, no one's saying she should go home.
No, don't let her get out. Jesus,
for shit.
She's
no.
dangerous.
They said that. So they said Lisa is suffering beyond imagination, one Star reader wrote. Her execution would be as unconscionable as any war crime. Mm-hmm. January 12th at 10 p.m., the Supreme Court of the United States vacates all stays and said, put her to death.
Push it forward.
So she is transferred to the Terre Haute Federal Prison, placed in a holding cell next to the chamber. By this point, she is completely out of her fucking mind. They said she's no idea what's going on, basically.
Oh, boy.
And it's not an act. It's all over. I mean, the Supreme Court has said it's over. So, I mean, she's just being herself. And they said that she believes the prison staff are trying to help her get out of this. Like, they're going to help her. She's telling people, they're going to help me. Totally. She thinks that she's being moved to a hospital, not to death row.
Oh, boy.
She said, I know I'm a little fucked up in the head. And she says soon She's telling people soon she'll be released and she can finally see her kids again.
Oh, dear Lord, lady.
Her lawyers are making last-minute appeals. Her sister, Diane Mattingly, must have married Don. Good for her. Pleads publicly, quote, she's not evil, she's broken. She was broken by the people who were supposed to protect her. Please, President Trump, show mercy. Because now it's the president's a federal execution. The president's the only person that can go above the Supreme Court on that. January 13th, 2021, execution day.
Yeah.
This is so shitty, by the way. I'll give a hard opinion on this. We should give people last meals before we execute them. It's ridiculous to spend we're doing
it on money. Yeah.
To get to the point where you're about to strap someone into something and kill them, you have spent tens of millions of dollars to get to this point. All the appeals, all the stuff, everything you've done. Now you're going, we're not spending $30 on a meal. Fuck that. It's just, you know what I mean? They did that like from ancient Greek times so the ghosts wouldn't come back hungry and angry and shit. That's literally why they did it. And it's supposed to be like a
it's showing
religious
that we're
thing.
Civilized and that we're not just.
That's the other thing. We're not as bad as you.
Right.
You're bad. You did this. We do this shit differently.
We cooked you a fucking steak.
Yeah, and even in Deadwood, which is the fucking Old West, they're going to hang the guy the next morning. He's treating him like a human being and not wanting him to get taken by the fucking mob. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's weird. So there is no meals for federal people. She got a sack lunch.
Yikes.
Like she's going on a fucking Southwest flight to Reno or some shit. Here you go. Here's your fucking turkey croissant.
To the zoo.
Yeah, enjoy. They bring her in. They asked if she has any last words, and she said, no.
Oh, boy.
Nope, that's it. No. 1:31 a.m., she is executed by lethal injection.
Wow.
3.5 hours after the Supreme Court said no more.
Go ahead.
That's she is the first woman executed by the federal government in 67 years.
Wow.
Yep, the last woman executed by the federal government was Bonnie Brown Hetty on December 18th, 1953 for the kidnapping and murder of a 6-year-old boy.
God dang.
Her lawyer, Kelly Henry, said, quote, the government stopped at nothing in its zeal to kill this damaged and delusional woman. Lisa Montgomery's execution was the craven bloodlust of a failed administration. Everyone who participated should feel shame. Probably, Jesus.
Yeah.
Tell me how you really feel, Kelly. Yeah. Victoria Joe.
How's she doing?
Great. She's 19 years old, doing fantastic.
Yeah.
Healthy as a horse, fine.
Right. Yeah.
Doing wonderful, was raised by her father with support from the extended family. Thankfully, they keep her out of the public eye.
Good, yeah.
They don't let people fuck with her. They don't interview, newspapers interview her or anything like that. Leave this poor kid alone. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
talk about hard times, man. They said they wanted her to have as normal a childhood as she could have, obviously. December 16th is her birthday and her mother's death day, which is horrifying. She's never spoken publicly. Wow. Those who do know her say she does well, and her father and family raised her really well. Sure. Skidmore, the population's now under 250 people. It keeps shrinking now because it's got a reputation, which isn't fair to the town. It's really not. The person who did this wasn't even from here. You know what I'm saying? It's not fair.
Yeah, they're importing murder now. Good Lord.
Yeah, and they call it the curse.
Yeah.
This town, everybody says it's cursed town. It's cursed.
Sure seems like it.
Yep. They said it's more deaths, more tragedies. The town that killed Ken McElroy, the town where babies are stolen from wombs, the town where people disappear and child pornographers all this shit. The murder house, by the way, at 410 West Elm Street has never been lived in again.
Is that right?
21 years, not a soul has lived there since then. It still stands.
Yeah.
If you'd like to see it, it's falling apart. Look at it.
Oh, my word.
It's just a house that's been sitting there for over 20 years. Look at the inside.
Oh, my God. It's just falling apart. There's no drywall or plaster.
There's no plaster. It's down to those boards.
Oh, wow.
And a little spot of brick up. Even the ceiling, there's nothing there. It all fell.
Yeah, what the hell?
It's a fucking mess. It says it is off the market.
Yeah.
for whatever that's worth. 2 bedrooms, 722 square foot house there. Now on Zillow, they have it off market, but they have it listed for $680.
Is that the OBO? Should we OVO it?
I don't know. And it was, and they describe it as vacant land. Like they're not even describing it as a house. You're going to knock this house down.
Get rid of this, yeah.
Yeah, so that's fucking sad, that house. Now it looks like a haunted house. It looks creepy.
Shit.
And poor Jesus Christ, man, this is horrifying.
How's Zeb doing? Is he still working at Kawasaki? Is he Mr. Kawasaki
Not sure.
yet?
He must be the head of Kawasaki now. But the burial, she's buried, Bobby Joe, at the Hillcrest Cemetery in Skidmore. So there you go. That is Skidmore, Missouri again. This town creates some of the most fucked up murders that have ever happened in this world. And I'm going to be real honest very quickly. I didn't know whether to do this case or not because I'm like, this might be too much for people. I don't know. But it's just so crazy. And it's small town murder. It's all what it's all about. And I said, all right, let's do it. But we got to do it respectfully because somebody got a baby cut out of them. And that's pretty fucked up. So hopefully we did a good job with that. Real quickly here as we end, definitely head on to whatever app you're on and give us 5 stars. It helps grow the show so much. We don't know why, but it does. So please keep doing that for us. Tell your friends. Post on social media. Follow on social media. We are at Small Town Murder on Instagram, at Small Town Pod on Facebook. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com for your tickets for live shows. Only 2 shows with tickets left in the fall. Everything else is sold out. There's a few left in Philly, and I mean a few.
Very few.
And some left in Seattle, too. That's a bigger theater, but it's still almost gone. So get in there right now and get your tickets if you want to see us, because we can't wait to see you there. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports is where you get all of the bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above, you're going to get everything. Hundreds of bonus episodes you've never heard immediately upon subscription. New ones every other week, including this week where you get for Crime and Sports. We're going to talk about all these athletes getting busted for gambling since 2018 when it became legal to do outside of Nevada. It's really thrown sports into kind of a turmoil. And then for Small Town Murder, it's a you pick 'em.
Oh boy.
Hit me up with a message on Instagram and let me know either Ted Bundy helping to catch the Green River Killer or the history of executions in the United States. Either one, you let me know. It's pretty fucking close. So get your votes in there. I have to say that is patreon.com/CrimeInSports. And you get all the shows, Crime and Sports, Your Stupid Opinion, Small Town Murder, all ad-free with your Patreon subscription as well. And you also get a shout-out at the end of the show. Jimmie, hit me with the names of the best fucking people in the entire world who would just say, I can't have a baby. Oh, well. Hit me with them right now.
This week's executive producers are Andy. Andy Andy. It's so fucking difficult to say, but she's kicking cancer's ass, so good for you, Auntie Andy.
Hey, whoop that ass, Auntie Andy.
Jillian Quinn, Jacqueline Hannaford, and her pet cat. A pet cat. Every time I hear cat, in my head, I see Edgar Suit saying pet cat real loud.
Yes.
Her pet cat Pixie. Mr. Pixie.
Hey, Pixie.
Pet cat. Spencer Westcott, happy birthday. Other producers this week. Yes, thank you all so much for what you do. Other producers are Liz Vasquez, Smothered and Covered. Not necessarily Liz Smothered and Covered, but just not. Smothered and Covered.
Liz is a nice lady. We don't want to smother her or cover.
No. Happy Hour checking in at home in Conroe, Texas. Janice Hill, Hannah Jo Kenyon, Mindy Jackson, Jerry Price, Shannon Campbell, May Lynn, Cheyenne with no last name, Clint Menard with a K, Clint? Wow.
Oh, wow.
Teresa Walsh, Melissa Hibbett, No. I guess that's your no place. I don't know what no means. A penis deleted or
no spot.
Or a giant. The no.
You know.
Cecil Moon, Julia Freitner, John with no last name, Rhonda Montgomery, Siobhan Odell, Lilibeth with no last name, Andrew Powley, Nay with no last name, probably the cousin of No, Patty Kaufman, Lynn Clausa, is that what it is? Yep. Zach Irwin, Hannah with no last name, Bree Baby, Felice Shelton Scholes. Yeah. Zach Irwin, maybe. Is that a comedian? I don't know who that is. I feel like that
sounds like a country singer.
I feel like Zach Irwin's with an E though. I think I know.
Absolutely sounds like a new country singer.
It does.
Ripped up jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the guy. You see him.
A brand new hat that looks old.
Yep.
Marie Ledane.
Brand new trucker hat that came with rips along the edges of the bill. Came with those.
I was thinking the straw hat that's bent because it has a wire in it to make it look fucked up, the little bastards.
That's good. Let's stop making fun of this guy who gave us money. Thank you.
Zach. You're terrific.
Thank you, Zach. You're a good guy. You're none of those
Marie
things.
Ledane, Adam Yoder, James Plumer, Morgan Walsh. That also. Come on. Gene Allen, Sarah with no last name, Grumpy or Gumpy? Gumpy Dufresne, Eric Thomas, Nick with no last name, Bill Rose, Kevin Pacheco, Jenny with no last name, Casey Robinson, Calypso with no last name, Jesse Marriott, Connie B, Ryan Murphy, hope it's not that one, Abby Smith, Doug McQuaid, Brian the Food Guy, Justin Bronig, Al B, Carlisle Coffee Norton.
I'll be sure. Giving us
Al
money
B.
now.
He'll be whatever we want him to be.
He's thinking about us night and day. Is that the problem?
Al B, you go ahead and fill it in. I'll be that. Christopher McLean, Samantha Collins, Ann L. Gabe with no last name, Stephanie Massey, Mackenzie Mueller, or Muller, History Pierce, Michael Jackson. You know.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah. Well, we already got I'll Be Sure money. Yeah. We got night and day money. Let's get that Thriller money, too. Fuck it. Why not?
Well, get that man in the mirror cast. Chol Tong, K with no last name. Just the letter K. Caleb Stutz, D. Freed, Mr. Ballsack, probably not. Diabity.
The writer or the man?
The man. Caitlin McMurphy. Drew with no last name. Faith Vieira. Marie with no last name. Katie with no last name. Jane Story. Kaylee with no last name. Chris W. Black Rain 4. Zero with no last name. British Blonde Style. Antner. Noah with no last name. Noah Guinta. Rebecca Morlock. Brandon Bujel. Aaron Morris. Dan Kook. K-U-K. I'm going to assume Cook. Cook? Is it Cook or is it Cuck?
Cuke.
He's a good man is what Dan is. Kaylee Ritten. Christian Krupa. E-S. The letters E-S or S. They is. Ian Butel. Noah Trevitt. Veronica Vetter. What is it? Simon Hargood, Lady Seaton. Satan.
I like when you stop. Gotta regroup. I like that for some reason.
It's a respool on the yo-yo. Amber Tomlinson, Ezra with no last name, Elizabeth Scherzer, Samantha Houston, Tiffany Crucera, Gary Hyde, Nick Myers, Emily Church, Jody Werda, Jessica Hope, John Lennon Miller, Jessica Parks, Jess Phyllis, Sherry Kerr, Cassie with no last name, Linda with no last name, Wyatt Reese, Corin Ganilka. Whew.
Oh.
That's Nilka maybe. Maybe you don't pronounce the G. Rashly. Rashly McGusty. Okay, Ashley with the rash. What is this? Bistitual? Beekeeper? What even is that?
I don't know.
Amy Kaysen. Wow. Judy Patton, Judy Kaminsky.
Fucks all the bees.
Marjeline Julio. Michael Nation. A whole nation of them.
Wow.
Kate with K and then spell out the letter 8. Bruce. That is bananas. I've never seen that in my entire life.
No.
Trevor with no last name. Walter Sanya. Star Jays. Brandy Hebert. Is it Hebert? Hebert, perhaps. Kimberly Kramer. Zyra Diaz. Melanie Brewski. Laura Hardy, Oriana Nazis. What? Moving on. Brianna Larkins, Roxy with no last name. Anessa Boyer.
We'll have to talk about that one after the show.
Love to get into that. Maria Jaworski, Shanae August. Sean Avery, Dagoberto. Kaylee with no last name. Dylan Clayson, Vance Labourgier, Ashley Malate, Kevin Hewitt, Scott Maton, Rebecca Quadrado, Henry Ritter, Hank, Shannon Hauk. John's kid, Hank. Sarah Catherman, perhaps. Miles with no last name. Nikki G, Bonnie Urjavec, LG, the fucking Life is Good utilities. What are they?
People.
Appliances. That's
Appliances
it. William Smith, Bill Smith, Carrie Griffin, Randy Mosier, Becky Zajacek, Amy Stone.
That too.
Jackie with no last name. Holly Josephine. Wheezy with no last name. Darcy E. Kayla Miller. Max with no last name, Diego Lastra, Amanda Lynn, Miss Chris, Greg Dorgan, Hannah with no last name, Alize Shelkey. It's got to be Alize. Wow.
Someone
Mavs with no last
Alize.
name, Jamie. That's the grossest thing. That stuff is vile.
Yeah.
Jamie Garman, Kenny Carpin, Cassandra Cronin, Jack Kane, Angel Boss, Tammy Jackson, Michelle with no last name, Polly Pop, Palo Pop, Nancy with no last name, Tyler G, Elizabeth Hyslop, Ann with no last name, John Castaldo, Spence Ollison, Kaylee Flata, Casey Johnson, Aaron Tilley, and all of our patrons. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everybody. You wonderful, beautiful, fantastic, fabulous bastards. We appreciate all that you do for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Follow us on social media. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Drop-down menus take you where you want to go. Keep coming back and seeing us. And until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.